Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Run the Flood, our weekly Shadowrun 5e game here on Table of Horrors. I am your Cosmic GM, Softonomicon, and I am joined by my wonderful friends and players. Jason, played by Noscavian. Morningstar, played by the Irissa Rave. Cloudburst, played by Lord Rodan. Anxiety, played by Slippery Nosferatu. And Mojave, played by Daybreakathon. So, when we last left off, everyone has been preparing, meeting, talking, everything leading up to a very large meeting at the end of this week that involves the three Dawns that are at least known right now. We have, the Falcones, the Varentess, and the Loki Sons are meeting. Everyone around you is organizing for this. The last thing we did was that everyone had gone to sleep. Morningstar had had a interesting dream and had awoken and ended up outside. But sliding back into the building, everyone is starting to wake up. Anxiety. You don't know when you fell asleep. You're not used to just randomly falling asleep, but you realize you kind of come to leaned against a wall in your room.
Standing up?
No, sitting down. You had ended up you were not sleeping standing up.
I was like, what the
But
hell? It's like, wow, even
no.
sleeping I'm cool. Go ahead.
I've been sleeping, you're cool. But no, you wake up to the feeling of your body, like the falling sensation from a dream. And it's less like you remember the dream you had, and more you are left with a very quickly fading image of the plane of the spiders. Specifically, the palace of House Arachne. This beautiful silvery palace draped in spider silk. And it's just that image is fading from you as you kind of come to. Across the hall, Cloudy, you're waking up suddenly. You also gain that sensation of your body falling. It's a jolt sensation. And at first, you're just thinking, you're not remembering any kind of dream or nightmare, but it's a sensation. And then as you're sitting up, you suddenly realize that your body has this odd tingle to it. Like it's been not just asleep, but there's just been an emptiness that was refilled. It's not a common thing, but you recognize this sensation as spending just a little bit too much time out of the body during astral projection.
Motherfucker, somebody pulled me out.
But as you sit there, nothing is wrong. Finn is curled up next to you. You don't feel any different. No Watcher Spirit has reacted. Everything is perfectly normal. You don't sense any magic around you other than your own. Jason, you wake up underneath the amphibious. You had fallen asleep under the van. You actually feel extremely well rested. And you look around and you realize you fell asleep way earlier than you have been.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
the exhaustion.
mid working when I was in the middle of working on something under the truck clearly, and I guess I just got tired and fell asleep.
Yes.
Probably dropped a wrench right beside me.
Oh yeah. You're kind of on your back, and like two of your arms are on the ground, two of them are like on your stomach, and the wrench is just laid out on your chest. You're just looking up. You kind of left your head like you dink it a little bit on the amphibious before pushing yourself out. And sitting on the counter of this workshop area is Midori. He is kind of, I guess I was going to say loafed, but more like ball, all legs in, and he's just sort of sitting there gently rocking himself. And as he sees you kind of move finally and get up, he springs up. Jason, you are awake.
Hey, hey, yo, Midori, when did I fall asleep? I feel great, but when did I go to sleep?
I am unsure. Mother
Did
is outside. But
did did you go to
I
sleep too?
I don't know. I have not slept normally. I charge.
Yeah. Do you have like a gap in your conscious to where like you lost time?
No. I have a
Okay.
recording of everything that occurs.
Okay.
But
So it sounds like you didn't sleep.
I suppose I have a question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
You created my original body, yes?
Yeah.
And you have assisted in my formation.
Yeah.
I have been studying things online, and I have a question. I call Mother Mother, but by the definition, are you not technically my mother? As you are the source of my creation. This is a burning question that has been bothering me.
Yeah. I mean, your situation is unique, but by that definition, I suppose it would fit. I kind of see myself as being more of a father than a mother, but yeah, I certainly did build your original chassis.
Thank you for that. It means a lot to me. I wanted to talk to you as well about some upgrades.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's not just about my new shell I'd like. I would like to be able to have a new weapon. I have been thinking of one. I was inspired by Cloudy.
Oh,
I would like to be a taser, please.
okay. So you're gonna trade in the thunder for some lightning.
Yes, I believe my speed could mean contact taser.
Okay. And are you looking to make any changes to your shell? Do you want like some sort of other drone
Oh,
base or whatnot?
yes. And he goes skittering over to the computer and like he quickly like manipulates out, types something up, and he pulls up a picture. And this is a fucking ancient scan of an image that pops up on this monitor. It is an old Game Boy with a clear green case that shows all of the mechanics inside. And he just slowly turns to you, looks up with his little LED pointer eyes, and just body positivity.
All right, cool, cool. But you're cool with the whole like spider mech design. You don't want to change that up, right?
No, this is me. I like me.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. You just want a transparent shell, or do you want like a chameleon coat shell that you can make look transparent?
Chameleon would be interesting. I could hide. I could be invisible.
Yeah, could be all those things. You could also be any color you wanted to, too. You could be like Midori green one day and transparent. Well, I guess I don't think chameleon can actually be transparent, but you could give the illusion of transparency. I think.
I am a backpack sometimes. I could match an outfit. No one would
Yeah.
see me coming.
Yeah, yeah. You could like make yourself mirror the backpack and like kind of turn invisible if no one's looking at you at the right angle. That's what chameleon coats are good for.
This
And
is a good plan.
yeah, and I suppose for the body positivity, you would know what your internal circuits looked like. So if you wanted to display that as your exterior image, you could probably do that too.
Give me like 3 seconds.
I'm imagining him vibrating with excitement.
I mean,
Just
really,
hype
you know,
this
the
up.
world's your oyster. However you want to express yourself. Chameleon coat is good for that. That's why do you think I put chameleon skin on the Amphibious, and when I decided to trade in the realistic looking mech for like a mech looking mech, I went with chameleon coat.
I'm so very sorry. The GM had to be a bit distracted as my roommate just came in with some questions for the house. I'm very sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I was listening the whole time. Sorry.
Yeah.
How dare you have a real life?
The curse of a live show. So,
Yeah.
Midori will regale you, and I will be giving you a list after this point with every single thing that he would like to modify. And it will involve gecko grips, he wants chameleon skin, he wants to be able to just do things, and he really wants to expand upon his truly spider-like body. Also, his plans for a contact taser are really, really interesting. Just, the way it's wrapped around so that he doesn't accidentally electrocute himself is very interesting. So your morning is taken up by this conversation with Midori. Oh my god, my brain. By this morning, you'll also notice that Shellhound is gone. He's left another note. He's actually in a long-term, like, he had to go to be with the Loki Sons. He's getting his breakdown. Jason, you're the first person to find this note, as Midori basically is with you and ends up guiding you into the kitchen, where another one of his charging ports is.
What's it say? It's a note, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
from
note
Shellhound.
literally just, yes. And it just straight up describes that he got called out, he's got work to do, everyone have good luck, and he'll see everyone either at the meeting or after it.
Okay.
So, going through everybody. So, Mojave and Morningstar, you two had a conversation. And then you have made your way back in. Are you outside walking in? Are you on the couch after this conversation?
Low-key, I was picturing just sprawled on the couch, just chilling by this point. Honestly, probably taking turns reading out loud from the book.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the conversation has long been over, and Morningstar is a bit more at ease than where we left her. And they're just taking turns reading Lord of the Rings, as was promised by Morningstar to do with Mojave. So that's what they're doing as everybody wakes up.
So everyone that is waking up, specifically anxiety and or cloudy, is there anything you would like to do on your own prior to joining in with everybody in the main room?
Take a shower.
Look over
enough.
the new focus I got last night. Little Quetzalcoatl medallion on my chest, and just tuning it, making sure it's all nice and good and pretty. But otherwise, no.
Yes. Cloudy, a little. You're looking at your focus, and you're kind of getting yourself ready, and you hear Finn make a very strange noise, and then you hear, and you see Finn jump on something in the room. And you hear like a flapping noise.
What you got there, Finn?
Finn turns around, and in his teeth, he is holding by one wing a elegantly glowing hummingbird. This is the manifestation that you've only seen maybe once or twice of your mentor spirit, Potli. He looks very confused. And is currently jostled in a shark's mouth.
Help! Help!
Help!
Finn, you can let them go. Poachley, what's the occasion?
Finn drops him. He gets to the ground. He kind of shakes violently. It kind of fluffs him up a little bit. He shakes to smooth his feathers. He gets up and he is, hovering near you. And he's just looking at you. I am not sure. I do not know why I'm here. I feel very odd.
It probably has something to do with why I don't remember astral projecting last night.
The local area is behaving strangely. Now that I am not being manhandled by a shark.
Shark handled.
And he flits over to your shoulder and lands, almost huffing as he does. I will be in here until I can dissipate again. And he fades quickly into your body. And you were kind of taken by this kind of warmth in your chest.
Like turns into a little tattoo that slowly rotates until it's kind of showing on just above my heart. Tap
Yes.
it. And then nod. It can't ever be easy, can it? And walk out to go and ask the party we were going to ask Jay something, I'm sure, but walk on out, ready to ask questions of the party.
Anxiety, during your shower, you will notice that along your right arm, kind of gently, it's almost imperceptible, the thinness of these lines. It looks like someone laid a spider web gently along your arm, and it's less like it's a white web and more this gentle silvery color that has to catch the light to be seen. But it's not on the surface, it's on your skin. And it's clearly there.
Mother, did we have a gender-neutral girls' night out and we get tattoos?
The mother spirit appears. I'm not sure. Something odd happened. I don't know how to explain it. I feel something, though.
I'll go back to washing my balls.
Oh, goodness. And she dissipates.
At least we know.
Finish up.
You know what I mean?
Finish up, dry off, get dressed, go downstairs.
Everyone will collect in the main room. Jay and Midori. Well, Midori is regaling you, Jay, with more and more of his like ideas, and they're getting crazier. They're getting about as crazy as Scales' air quotes non-lethal security system.
I don't want to hear shit. That was non-lethal, okay? It was non-lethal.
Midori,
Less
my dude,
lethal.
Chuma, if you got like lightning, electricity, I've got thunder, and we've got like cloudy with lightning and water and ice and stuff like that. We've got storm covered. We need someone to bring some earth and some fire, and then our enemies will heed our call.
I believe. What if? A compartment to release a flammable substance, and then I use my
He almost says hands, and then he looks at himself.
arms to ignite it.
If you want hands, we can give you hands. Who says a spider can't have hands?
Apparently,
Anything is
spiders.
possible.
Apparently, spiders have something called bed belts.
Oh, that is hard to
Sexy
say. in
Drider
Rose voice.
Midori slut art.
Stop it.
Oh.
You could keep your spider legs and then have hands at the end of each legs. Then you'd have like 8 hands. That's
What if-
twice as many as me.
What if Scorpion legs, arms out front, and the thunderstruck for the tail?
Oh. A thunderstruck tail and like taser arms. Both of them?
Oh my god.
Maybe one, and then the other, the igniter.
So, scorpion body, which is in the arachnid family. You have like a fire claw, a lightning claw, and the thunder tail.
Yes.
Well,
Right?
Feel
Now we
like
just need you to have some sort of earthen armor, and
I
then
feel
you can have all the elements, my dude.
like a thunderstruck tail would just snap off after one shot. I don't think that's gonna be stable enough.
what are you suggesting doing to Midori? Midori, what are you suggesting Jay do to you?
I shall become glorious.
The Avatar,
Mega Midori.
Yes.
master of all 4 elements.
I mean,
Mega
if you need to get Earth in
Midori.
there, that's where you just throw rocks, yeah?
Oh.
I can use the hand for that.
Okay, look.
You're gonna use your hand to manipulate yourself.
Body positivity. Okay.
I suppose.
So how y'all doing this morning, huh?
Fine.
Good. Good.
So, question. Was anyone else forcefully astrally projected in their sleep last night?
You
don't
see you see Morningstar, like her body kind of locks up and then just very slowly her hand starts to raise.
Yeah, there's that moment of like considering it, see Scales' hand start to move, does a double take.
I slept pretty good last night, but I don't remember falling asleep, and I fell asleep in the middle of working underneath the van. I was working on some upgrades, and I guess I just fell asleep.
I mean, I recall feeling a bit funny, but that ain't out of the question for me. Scales, that you.
And you remember? Because I
Oh,
don't.
yes. Oh, I remember all of it. Ah.
Would you like
I-
to share with the class?
There is a moment where you guys are accustomed to seeing her eyes shift when she's like, she's doing her like tech shit, right? Her eyes kind of do a similar thing. But it's really her trying to piece together like, what do I tell them? Because that was horrifying.
Could I get a astral vibe check?
Roll me a sensing.
In the meantime, she says, perhaps it had something to do with the root that Rue gave me
Yeah,
to
that's
help
what
me
I'm
with my
thinking. Let
moods.
me get a look at you.
Yes, I am. I spoke to her grandfather.
Oh.
Yes.
And he pulled us out of our bodies into.
You were not.
Oh.
Well, you were not there. Most of you were not there. So.
Where did we go? So I have a tattoo thing now.
You what?
What?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, fuck it.
Separate
like,
astral vibe check?
like, look at this shit. It's
I'll let-
pretty cool, actually.
I will let
That was
the
really cool.
I will let the two continue on for everybody. I'll just give this to you, Mojave. Looking around the room, Scales very clearly has. It's not. I mean, there's a little bit of Rue in there, but there is something else on Scales' body. Like, it's more towards Scales' core, but there's clearly some other kind of magic. It almost feels less like. The best way to put it is it's hanging on scales, like, I don't know, water drips off of somebody. Cloudy has a different one that you've never really seen before. It's similar to Cloudy, just similar to his normal aura, but his aura just seems more solid, almost doubled.
Okay.
Jay seems fine. If healthier, he clearly, yeah, he got a lot
You
of sleep.
slept more.
He looks fucking great, actually. Compared, like, his health, perfect. Anxiety has this. You did notice it the first time you'd seen him once he came back that he had this almost incongruent background noise about him kind of left over. It seems to have gotten more. It's
That's
like
the
it had
guys
been
on the
fading.
floor again.
Yes, it's heightened up again. Everyone
Mojave-
does have something about them that's different.
Mojave just sort of pulls back and looks at everybody like, yeah, you've been wandering to Scales. You look charged up, and you, reminiscent about vacation, huh? How about,
I don't remember.
do I look any different? Astrally, I mean.
Now, hold on. Where did I put my sensing?
Oh, yeah. Mojave appears. His astral form appears like the center point of it is a lot more. It's a little more solid. Like, there's a figure inside you can see. Mojave's astral form and aura are chaotic at best. And seeing just the aura is crazy as shit. But there's clearly more of a form at its center. More of an anchor. More than he had the night previous.
Is
You look
it
more like a dude and not a fuzz.
Well, get that's probably.
Is that normal?
None of this is normal, no.
None of this is normal,
No.
but I'm guessing the thing Rue gave you, getting in touch with her spirit vibes, yoinked you off to wherever the heck. Nothing harmful, I don't think.
Mm.
I trust Rue. But that did happen. You went wandering, and the rest of us with magic juice, I guess. I mean, it looks to me like we got, like, whatever stuff we're used to dealing with got more. Like, you're vibing you're vibing, Liam, like you was when you first came back from being away. That's what I'm seeing when I look at you. And Cloudy, you're looking a lot more like it's your normal thing, but like,
More?
yeah,
Um,
more opaque.
hey, Softy.
Yes.
Do I like as Mojave is describing this? Does this make sense to me with what grandfather was able to do with like pulling pieces of their consciousness forth to her to like see what they truly thought about her? Or does this feel like a different vibe?
This
I know she has
You're-
like limited magical knowledge.
yeah,
but
you're not sure. This is something that is beyond the mages in the room, and kind of just, this does not feel regular or normal. It's like it could be, or it could have been something else. You don't know how this magic stuff works.
Okay. Perhaps you should call your brother. I know that we're supposed to kind of lay low, but perhaps you should contact him. I mean, or Rue, maybe even someone who is also magically inclined, to see if they are feeling different or seeing things differently.
I mean, I'll keep an eye on it when we get to Golden Wing. If nothing else, looking at people's auras there. If it's widespread, I'll know.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a hard time feeling too worried about it just yet. Like, I'm not seeing anything bad here, but I'm definitely going to keep it in mind. And if it's still like, if it's still lurking at the back of our brains next time we're in the room with a big old spirit, I'm definitely going to ask.
Well, I just, it wasn't so long ago that the realms were all here.
That's part of why I ain't too worried just yet, because like this place has been destabilized. We are restabilizing it. A lot of things are settling back into place. And if if that stuff that Rue gave you was powerful enough to take you who don't normally play with these forces out of your body and elsewhere, I can see that having ripples.
I hope that's all that it is.
As I said, I ain't too worried about it, but don't for a moment think that means I ain't keeping an eye on it, you know?
Okay. Okay. I look. I know often I seem very paranoid when there are sudden changes, but
Paranoia keeps you alive.
Right. I just think, given what we will be having to do tonight, the amount of powerful beings that will be in the city, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe that plays a part in it as well. You guys are not the only mages, so. And who knows what Bloody Mary has left behind. So, it's just a thing to think about.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Ruth's grandpa is nice. He's very
Oh.
he's very nice.
I would have expected ruthless.
I mean, those two things are mutually exclusive.
Well, I think from what he said, I don't really understand all this magic stuff, but from what he says, it's sort of like he comes to you as you need him to. And so perhaps he didn't need to be ruthless with me. He was just like a well-dressed old man. And then we talked, and then he was sitting in a rocking chair and looked a little bit more old and sleepy. But then, I was
that's part of the reason I ain't too worried. Rue's strong, Vice is stronger. Her granddad? It's gotta be stronger than Vice, yeah?
I think so. He made it sound like he was the like embodiment of family. you know?
Huh. Well,
Like he was the connecting
Mhm.
force.
heck of a claim, that.
Yeah. Yeah. He, used better words, I suppose, but that's what I got from it. He's sort of the connective tissue.
Good to know. I hope I get to meet the guy someday.
Yeah. She does not say that, like, you were there. She doesn't share that piece of information, but just kinds of nods before being like, right, we should probably eat something. And she's going to get up and start making breakfast for everyone.
Flops back down on the couch for a moment, just thinking about things.
Mm-hmm.
As everyone is preparing to eat, I'm going to put this in. Jason and Anxiety, you will both get a message. It is, the best way to put it is the number is not unknown as much as it is obscured somehow. But it is basically giving you an address to meet at, and is making it very clear through some images of the contracts you signed that this is the employer and it is time to have a meeting about what your work entails for before the meeting occurs. And Scales, Morningstar, you're going to get a
Yes.
message
Mhm.
from 404. And it
Okay.
says, we gotta meet and talk. Do not tell any of them that you are coming to see me. I'm serious
Where-
this time.
Where is it that she wants to meet?
Right upstairs.
Understood.
That's her house too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think she is going to, like, when everyone's eating and stuff, she is going to say, oh gosh, what is she going to say?
I don't know, but Anxiety needs to eat once a week, so he leaves right away.
The meeting for you both is not until, like, maybe 3 or 4 in the evening. And it does say it wants both of you at the same time.
Never mind that. I'll go fuck myself and have some egg toast.
I'm so sorry.
You don't have
I-
to eat, but you might as well. You can enjoy a
I'm-
meal.
I'm very sorry. I should have said that with the original one. That's my fault.
I'll go fuck myself. So.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
Yeah, I think when
Join us
everyone's
for
kind
family
of just like, when everyone's just kind of chatting and interrogating each other or whatever the fuck, she just says, "Be right back," and she will just leave, and she will head up towards 404's house, or her part of the house.
And it's the same as when you went to Fenrir's place. It's just a different floor. The people at the front don't even, like, question when they see you. Floor 404 gave you directions, and you're able to go up to a floor below Fenrir's office.
Right.
This floor, when you walk out onto it, is ice fucking cold.
Yeah. I hate
It
it
is,
here.
yeah, it's cold. There are a few people here that look like they are Loki-san members, all wearing very thick jackets.
Mm-hmm.
There are also 2 people here who are, for lack of a better term, sitting crisscross applesauce in the corner, playing what looks like digital checkers on, like, a little holographic board, and both of them are wearing the Aztec-style masks that are done by 404's hacker group.
Yeah. Okay.
And there is a massive doorway at the back that they're next to. It's slightly open. A light blue light is coming out of it. And on the door, in a very inelegant paper that clearly has been written on. It just says, head bitch in charge.
That's of course. She will very briskly go through the room because it's fucking cold in this bitch. And then she will sort of knock on the door before entering in. Just kind of a way to announce herself.
When you knock, you hear from the back of the room, kind of behind something. Hey, get in here. And close the door.
She goes in and just with the end of her tail shuts the door before going over to 4th floor.
Yeah. You'll notice the minute you close the door, this room is much warmer, much more livable.
Right.
It is mostly a lot of it's almost like a small, you don't want to call it a study, more like a personal lounge area. There's a lot of soft things to lay on, coffee tables. It's just very cozy. And you come around where 404 is, and she is basically in what equates to pajamas.
Oh.
Sitting in a computer chair in front of intensely a lot of screens. There's one of the ones that's upright and it's reading out information, but it's in, you don't know what you're looking at. However this is coded, it is coded to read out in the weirdest fucking way.
Right.
You can see some things where you're okay, that's got to be some kind of code, but it would take you way too long to try to figure that out.
Right.
But she turns to you. Okay, we're gonna get this done early. Good. And she touches her computer. Every light in the room turns off, and you feel the shut as what is equating to a Matrix Faraday cage comes down around the room. You feel...
What the fuck?
You hear a almost odd sliding to the walls, and near the door, looking over the door, you realize a metal sheet has slid in front of it, and there's kind of that weird deadening noise when you're on the inside of something that's soundproofed.
Uh-huh.
And she turns to you and goes, okay. Nothing gets in. Nothing gets out. We have some business to discuss.
Okay.
And I mean actual business. That's why nothing gets in, nothing gets out right now. Okay, kiddo?
Next time, maybe give me little warning.
I can't give a warning because then someone knows the business is there.
She lets out this crazy heavy sigh, but she's like, I don't like being in.
You don't have to be here that long.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the meeting that's happening at the end of the week.
Yes.
If anyone asks, you are not going to be in that building. Neither will I. We are not going if anyone asks. Do you understand me?
That was already the plan.
Okay, good. Now, let me put this down. Nice to meet you. I'm Gemini. And from this point forward, you are Castor.
Oh! There is a whole moment where she blinks out of sync and is looking at 404 ma'am. But she recenters herself and says, okay. Gemini. I am Castor.
Okay, that should not have been surprising with the Gemini part. You were at the meeting.
Right, but
It's been a while. It's okay. So, let me give this.
Right. Give me details.
Gemini is not a single person. Gemini is considered a group. Every single time Gemini is hired, the Castor and Pollux arrive, the twins. They are always two different individuals. They are always different depending on the job. And that's what everyone thinks. Gemini does not exist.
Okay. Oh. It like clicks for her, the things that like Oscar had said, and it was Gemini that was hired by the Varentess, right?
Yes, Gemini was said to be hired by the family.
Understood.
Oscar was
As the
clearly
family as a
considering
whole.
that- yes.
Okay,
and
okay.
Gemini, and the way he was talking, he is not aware of who Gemini is.
Okay. So Morningstar is like, okay, things are piecing together, and she just nods, says, all right.
404 pulls up a screen, clicks on it, and what comes up is this icon appearance of a kind of cliche, kind of Greek androgynous individual made of like stars and stuff. It's what you'd assume if you were to look at Gemini, drawn up artistically.
Yeah.
This is what your icon's going to be the entire time we're out.
Okay.
We do not use any other name. You are Castor permanently. You and I are getting in that building in a very particular way.
Okay.
I hope you're not claustrophobic.
I don't have a choice to be anything like that. So we're just going to keep moving forward.
Okay. When the mission is gonna start, you're gonna come here. We're going to get in one of my cars. We're going to disappear off to a warehouse. At that warehouse, we're going to put you into a server box. I'm going to dress up all nice, removing all of my identifying features, and then we're going to walk into that building as a server repair crew replacing a server box.
Okay.
We will be there very, very early compared to everyone else. But unfortunately, getting you in the building, I mean, that's about as hard as getting my new Pollux into the building. He won't be. He'll be somewhere else.
Okay.
You will be working in tandem with Pollux.
I have to tell my crew something, or they will be concerned that I've suddenly disappeared before important meeting.
You can tell them
Mm-hmm.
that you'll be doing some personal security with me.
Okay. Shit. She's like, well, hopefully no one is like, huh? And asks too many questions.
Let me put it here. I know for a fact they're all going to find out. Darling, I love you. But I know they're going to find out. At least one is definitely going to find out.
Okay. I am not Morningstar. I am Castor. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So that is who I will be. I just need to tell them that I'm not gone before important meeting. Simply that I am elsewhere. Still doing
Yes.
what I said I would do, but just elsewhere. Because if I don't, at least one will come looking. And if
Of
we want to be
course.
super secret about it, then that's what we need to do. Otherwise, they will not know any other details. That much I can
There
promise.
will be a Loki Sun security truck outside of the building.
Okay.
So you can tell them you're going to be there. You'll be able to communicate with them. You just don't tell them where you are.
Okay.
That's it. But you'll be there. They'll know you'll be there.
Okay. So then it is fine, and the secret is safe with me.
Yes. I'm trusting you.
Okay. She's not going to send out the messages yet. She'll like send out the message when it gets closer to the time. But she just kind of like prepares those encrypted messages for the crew. And I think just like in the interim, she changes her icons and stuff to match up to the image that was given to her. So that way she doesn't have to fucking think about it when we're actually doing the thing. So all that stuff just gets prepared in the meantime.
Also, I'm going to give you this, and she holds her hand out to you like she wants to shake your hand.
Puts out her hand.
Minute you're linked, skin link, and she sends you a private file directly into your brain. And it is an actual breakdown of the entire security structure that's going to be in that building.
Wow, amazing. She eats that information up.
Yes. And you will become very aware how technologically overwhelming the Varentess are. As their spiders are all over that fucking building. Now, they're working with you, or actually more working for you, but they're there.
Right.
And so any sneaky shit, it's not so much that you have to sneak past them, it's that you have to have the authority to go over them.
Okay.
So, you are given this breakdown. You have knowledge of where everyone is. You have knowledge of where your twin partner will be. The Pollux to your caster is going to be in a side building.
Okay.
And you know who it is. It's Boar's Head.
Okay.
He appears to have been chosen as the Pollux for this.
Fabulous. All right. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking information. The spiders are concerning.
They're just a bunch of deckers.
Yeah. And so if you had to give like a general number, what are we talking? Are we talking like 20, 30? What are we looking at?
Counting. 1, 2, 28.
28. Okay.
There's only 14 in the building.
Okay.
The others are outside of the building running interference, as it were.
Okay. All right.
And for the evening, they are not enemies.
Okay.
For the evening.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so she's going to, like, as she's here with 404, she's like going through all these deckers and just like familiarizing herself with each one, right? Like, what's their personal touches and how they do what they do, just so that she like really understands what she's working with here. And even though they are allies for now, there is a little pin in the back of her mind of like, this is the real breakdown of like the Varentess, right? And like their technology stuff. So she does all that, and then she's going to say to 404, hey, quick question. I know that your husband he's shifter, so a little magic, I guess, in him. But have you noticed anything weird with anyone who is more magically inclined just today?
No.
Okay.
Everyone we got is perfectly fine.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's one less thing to worry about. That's good. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, then let's get to work when.
Don't worry
Yes.
about too much right now. Familiarize yourself with those documents. Do not share them. Do not upload them. Do not allow yourself to get taken over. I know. I have to do this. I do it to every single person I pull in, even if I know they know it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Can you tell
think some
I'm already
lockdown.
too dull on this one?
Yeah, right. Okay. I will familiarize myself and be good to go by the time it is the time of the meeting.
Let's not worry too much. Be aware there will be audio and camera in the main lobby area, outside of the office rooms. There will be cameras and audio in some of the lower prep rooms. In the main meeting room, there is nothing. No camera,
All right.
no audio. Not even the spiders who know about it can get in there. No one can be in there.
Are you concerned at all?
I trust Fen. I trust
Okay.
that no one in that room is going to make a move right then. No one's that stupid.
Yeah. Okay. I need the reminder. What is the group that is like investigating Vegas right now? What are they called again? It starts with a P, right?
Oh, the PCC, the Pueblo Corporate Council. That is the country you are in.
Specifically,
Right.
the Pathfinders are the agents
Yes,
in
the
charge of
Pathfinders.
researching magical anomaly.
Okay. So that's a question she's going to pose to her. So this PCC, the Pathfinders, they're pretty heavily in the area, from what I hear. Do you think they
We're-
will pose problem?
No, we're going to be way away from them, and they have no clue to go to a tech side of the area. They're going to be all over the biodome. They've been all over any mage that they know of or is loud about it. Bodice Ripper's in the techiest place possible.
Okay. That's good. Well, it's not great, but it's better than what I was assuming.
If
Okay.
there's anyone, I guess technically that area is. What the fuck were they? Oh, yeah. The Koshari. Maybe. Big maybe.
Who?
They're the local, like homegrown PCC mob, one of the native gangs.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The only reason I would think they might be a problem is they're definitely, if they find out, somehow, if they find out, let's say this entire meeting is full of people, they would very much like to kill each other.
Oh. Okay.
They are, well, widespread, but they did have Vegas and they did have LA at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, the
But-
cell in here and the cell in LA are very small right now.
All right. So I guess not too much to worry about.
They're not going to drop anything big, but if they find out, they might hire some dumbass to do something stupid. But that's why our Pollux has hired actual physical threats, like someone with drones and a man who can cause anaphylaxis.
Right. Okay. Right.
We only worry if they get in the building. That's it.
Okay.
And even if they do that,
Crossed.
they're probably gonna die.
Yeah. Okay. All right, then that's that. That covers those bases. All right, yeah. I guess I will return. When am I returning?
You won't have to leave until the day of the meeting. I'll come get you.
Okay.
You can go right back down there, hang out with your friends, tell them I just called you up to tell you we were running security. That's it.
Okay. All right.
Any other plans you want to make with your friends? Go ahead. I know this meeting is probably going to involve most of you.
Well, in various different places, but yeah. Um. Okay. I will. I will see you then.
All right. And 404 reaches behind her, touches her computer, and you hear the shh as the everything goes up. The Faraday cage stops. Ooh, that's a relief when that rushes back in. Ah, you did not realize how quiet it was.
Yeah, there was like there's like a shiver that runs down her spine because being enclosed like that was not fun.
Oof.
And apparently she's gonna have to do it again. So yeah, so she just has a moment, and then we'll give a little nod to 404 before slithering back on out and down to the crew.
You will make it back to them. They're honestly probably barely finishing up eating. You were not gone
Frisbeeing
very
toast
long.
in.
Yeah. Finn is
Yeah, yeah.
very adept at catching it.
Yeah, she'll return, and probably like go to the kitchen and get herself a drink or whatever, before sitting back down with them.
Of course, just the all good.
Yeah, everything's good. Just preparing for the meeting. That's all.
Cool.
All right. I don't like this feeling of like not quite a anxiousness, but just like the
Anticipation.
yes, like let's just get it over with. You know what I mean? It's not fun.
You're telling me.
But yeah, hopefully this all goes well, and then we can
Move on. Yeah.
get the fuck out of here and do whatever else we need to do. Yeah. What do you guys want to do in the meantime?
So how much time do we have?
Uh,
How much time do we have?
About from this point, 36 hours.
Oh.
yeah. So this is a lot of just like downtime shit that we're doing until then.
Yes.
Skip cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is the yes. Basically anything that you want to do, very particularly any actual preparation you want to do before the meeting. There is the meeting that Anxiety and Jason have to have with Pollux, where they're going to get their down low. That is later in the day. If everyone wants to just sort of sit around, we can skip right to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
like-
it's a lot of just that. Just
Not
a lot
have
of, like, hanging.
word with people like right before we head out the door, but that's
course.
right before we head out the door. And I assume at some point between now and then he will acquire appropriate clothes for the meeting, but that's just
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, that is not difficult.
No.
You will have a proper suit.
Yeah, skip cutscene.
Skip cutscene. So we will skip cutscene up to Jason and Anxiety. You both are called out to a special location. It is a building on the outskirts, basically almost in the desert. I assume Jason will drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason will drive for sure. For sure.
You both will arrive at this building. It is dusty, a little bit dilapidated. But out front is this rather nice looking, like kind of a Jeep looking car. It's dusted up because it's been in the desert, but it's fairly new looking. The door to this building is kind of open and is kind of moving a little bit in the wind out today. But the inside of the building is dark. The minute you arrive, you are given like a full message, come inside. You just want to saunter in, or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. You both walk into the building one after the other.
We were invited here.
Yeah. Once you are into the building, very, very quickly, the door is shut behind you, and you are in darkness for a moment. A single light comes on, and you realize what shut the door was what looks like the equivalent of a Roomba.
Midori?
And then in front of you, there is a robotic figure. You have actually seen this robot before, or at least I know Jason has. I believe Anxiety was in the room as well. A long while ago, when you met Boar's Head at one point, you saw a robot who looked very similar to this, who was basically taking care of him, like walking him around and moving his wheelchair. This robot is now, or at least a similar one, is standing in front of you. Well, I'm not going to do the Midori voice for his one. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you for signing the contract. You are to be given details in this place right now. You will not share these details with anyone else. You will be paid after the evening. Once the job is done, it will immediately be transferred into your account. Do you understand?
Yep.
Yes. Do we get per diem?
Okay, GM's an idiot. What?
Basically funds up front to help with your costs. Like if
Ah.
you need to rent a hotel or buy something for the job.
And he looks at you, what kind of upfront cost do you think you'll have?
I'll be honest, I just yeah, I like the way you're thinking, Slim.
Yeah, Anxiety's just like, I know what this man wants.
Yeah, in case we need a veto for the mission.
You will not require such an item.
I figured, okay, no per diem, I got it.
You both will have transfer into the location you will be in.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put a hand on the back of Jay's shoulder because I know he's in mourning right now.
Mourning for that VTOL.
Yeah.
Someday my plane will come.
Oh Lord. Designation of Jason. You will be running physical defenses using electronic items. Your drones will be very much of use.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Of course, that's what I do.
We would like a detailed note of every drone you intend to bring, as we will need to move them all in our methods.
Oh. Okay.
You may
Rubbing
come
my
up with
little
this.
buddy's back. Just
So just to clarify, of the drones I bring, the drones that I own and operate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, they need your deck list before the tournament.
You will send that information to the number you have been gaining these messages from. It is a safe line. The information shall be deleted once it is received. Designation of Anxiety.
Yep.
You will be providing magical support, as it is something that this party lacks. We do not have the ability to deal with magical physical threats, which is what we worry for. There has been belief that something may be in the area. It is doubtful that they will be there, but your services might be necessary.
Yeah.
Other than your jobs being given to you, are there any questions?
I'm supposed to stand on a roof and keep an eye out for boogans, yeah?
Yes.
No questions.
Yeah, I'm good. My question was clarified.
Good. Your professionalism is appreciated. You shall be informed that your employer at this evening shall be Pollux and Castor, Gemini. You will follow every order they give, to the letter. Do not deviate, unless given express reasoning why.
Is there a specific line for that, or just anyone over the radio claiming to be these people?
The line being sent to your comm links. Again,
Gotcha.
it is a safe line. Information shall be
Okay.
deleted once it is done.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
The bosses are Castor and Bollocks. Got it.
Pollux.
Yeah, that one with a
That's
P.
what I said.
With a P.
You may also refer to them
The
as
P.
Gemini as a whole, if it is easier for you. Your mispronunciation does not give confidence to this one.
Please. He's blue.
Yeah, I'm blue Lavadita. So look, I've got it. Pollux and Castor, aka Gemini. Gemini is the big boss. I'm tracking.
Good. With that, you have been given all information in this secure location. You may leave. If any other questions are necessary, you may message the line. But please, do not overuse it.
Okay.
You may leave.
Anything? All right.
We leave.
Yep. Fuck right off.
Yeah. And the minute you all are out, you're going to the, getting back into the amphibious. Roll me perception.
I know I have perception somewhere.
Right.
In the skills at the bottom of the page. It's usually where it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
This is daytime, right?
You're in a dark room right now.
Ah, perfect. I was going to say.
Oh,
our
no.
eyes are
I'm sorry.
fucked,
You
is that
are
right?
you are outside. This is hearing.
Ah, I'm fine.
Yeah. You are outside, but you will be able to hear. Yes. Anxiety, you're going to hear it very quietly, very muffled as the door had been reclosed. You just hear someone go, "Why the fuck do I have to talk like that? It's the dumbest way. I hate this robot shit." And
Good.
that's it.
May he suffer. May that fuck face suffer.
Yeah, I mean that guy did not have like a great sense of humor. I don't think.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
I know, right? Like, who names themselves Pollock?
He'll always be ball sack to me too, buddy.
Yeah.
Hop in the van. Feet up on the dash. Just
You two take your ride back from in the desert. You have been given your information. You have a secure line. Your
should I
have
send
your
this guy
myth-
feet pics, Jay?
No, we better keep the comms clean.
He said we could use it a little bit.
But you know what? If you want to take them in like Polaroid or something and give it to them in person when we meet, we might get some bonus credits.
I don't think they might dock my pay. Ah well.
You pics, bro, for free? That's crazy.
free.
For a ball sack, sure.
Oh no.
You never know. If Bollock's not interested, maybe Castor will give you a bonus for it or something. I don't know.
Whoever that is.
You
Maybe.
can make it back.
Should I try to send Caster to feed pics? I don't.
I mean, if we ever meet these people, then
Yeah.
maybe we can determine. But I don't know. Based on their name, I feel like Bollocks would be more interested, but I don't know.
I don't think he'd be very interested, but maybe.
You two can
That's
arrive at the thing
That's
whenever you.
buffoonery. I hope you know. That is absolute clown shoes.
Of course, there's two fucking clowns in a clown car right now.
Oh my god, my face! I can't stop grinning.
Bro, the moment this man called him ballsack, I was like, Well, I was gonna be professional, but also fuck Boar's head. So yeah, he's ballsack now.
This is the worst name I picked for a character since the one time.
I'm
You
so
didn't
happy
invent
to
the
be
myth.
here.
I didn't invent the myth. Yes, the Gemini twins have always been Castor and Pollux, but Jesus fucking Christ! All right, so skipping the cutscene.
Yeah.
You all will
Yeah.
end up back at the house. Any small skipped cutscene things that you want to bring to light, you may, but we can move very much forward to the night of the meeting. Mojave, I know you want to give a breakdown to everybody, but just to give areas of movement. Anxiety and Jason, you two are going to go off in one place, probably using the Amphibious to go meet up in one side. Mojave and Cloudy, you both are going to get picked up and taken alongside the Falcons, and then Morningstar and if Shellhound were here, Shellhound are basically going to be carted off by the Loki Sons.
Listen,
So-
don't worry about where I'm going. All right.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Mind your business, actually. I'm gonna be where I'm gonna be. That's not to you, Softy. That's to the
I know.
If anyone wants to be like, "Where are you going, Morningstar?" She's like, "Actually, learn to mind your fucking business."
All right. Pep talks may occur now.
Yeah, there's just a moment. Like, for the most part, everybody knows their job. Everybody knows what we're here for. Everybody knows the stakes. I hope.
Yeah,
But,
look for spirits, call them out. If it's not a friendly, punch it.
Yep. And like he's dressed up, wearing a nice mobster suit, hair slicked back, like full on, like
My boy looks
Where's-
like Giovanni right now.
Yeah, you do.
little bit.
Got a Persian in his lap.
Except he cannot abide having his tie properly tight. It is still loose. I know we all are gonna go our separate ways. We all got our separate jobs to do, and I trust nobody else on this world more than I trust y'all to do this. Just want to remind y'all, Scales, Jay, the job that's assigned. Don't forget if you can. Mission B, Get ears on the Varen tests. Security's gonna be tight, but I got faith that you two can do it. Anyone can sneak a bug in.
Mhm.
And the one other thing, if you do manage to do that, don't forget everybody in that room is gonna be lying through their teeth, telling everybody else what they want to hear. Yeah.
Mhm.
So just grain of salt for everything. Our side, their side, both sides. You can learn a lot from the lies people tell. All
You have
right.
nothing to worry about. It's going to be fine. Right?
Yeah, it will. It will. Been working for it long enough. Everything's in place. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Morningstar goes into her room and comes back a short time later. It's essentially like a I want to say like a sweater dress, except it's not like a sweater at all. It's more of that like is spandex kind of athletic gear, but it is a dress and it just like goes along her bottom half. And you know, is kind of subtle in colors where it blends into her scales and whatnot, so she just looks like a walking shadow. But yeah, she comes out and she's got a very stoic, like, let's get this shit done face. I have one question for the storyteller.
Yes.
With Midori, is Midori coming with me or is he going with Jay?
Midori will come with you.
Okay. So then yeah, I will pick Midori up and he will look like a nice backpack. Put him on my back.
Midori is very excited to go on the trip.
Yeah, he's a lot of times kind of not involved in stuff, and so she's excited for him too. But yeah, so once all that's done, she will give everyone a little like a little too casual smile and say, "See you on the other side."
Yeah. Do good luck. Do good.
Always. And she will disappear.
Scales will disappear to be taken in by the Loki sons. The last two pairs will separate about at the same time. So, in order, we will go the Loki son situation. And I will give the description of the place you are going all at once, because that's going to be way easier. So, the Loki sons will take, well, air quotes, Loki sons will take you. You are immediately carted off to a whole separate location, Scales, alongside 404. A security truck that you would have gotten into disappears. You instead get into a workman's truck that has a very large metallic server box kind of strapped down in the back. Very quickly, 404 pops that open and just gestures for you to slide all your scaling bits in there.
She has a face like she fucking hates it, but she does it. She gets in there, curls and coils herself, so that she's tucked in all neat. But she hates this, and you can see it on her face.
404 like, oh, she is. And you get clicked in. You feel like you hear a couple locks, and you become very aware. About as the door is closing, you hear 404 go, "All right, breathe. And I'm really sorry." And the minute it shuts, you realize you're in a Faraday cage. Nothing
You know
gets in, nothing gets out.
You know that scream you do where your mouth doesn't move, but it just vibrates throughout your body as you're screaming?
Yes.
That's what she's doing.
You feel the kind of bumpy like tap on the side from 404. And before she put you in, she had kind of shown what she is. She is completely covered up, all in black. Tattoos are gone. She has a mask over her face that has the symbol for Gemini on it. And like hair's... No, you cannot tell what she looks like, other than tall and lanky. She's even like bound down every part of her, as androgynous as possible. And yeah, she gets right... Well, you don't know where she gets in, but she's somehow in the car, and you drive off. It's a bumpy ride, but eventually the vehicle stops. You can hear some very, very muffled talking, some grunting, and then you feel yourself get lifted. You hear a metallic screech, and you begin to feel rolling, and you realize you are being rolled in on some form of item. Everything's muffled, but you hear thumping music for a little while. And then an elevator, and then just the rolling. And then you hear a kind of like a noise, like a loud metal sound. And then 404 like taps twice and pops it open. And you kind of You didn't realize which wall you were leaning on. You kind of fall out like a bag of noodles.
She literally rolls out. You know what I mean? She just fucking tumbles out of there, gets upright, and with like gritted teeth, it's just like, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, 404 looks down at you just like, I know. This is what happens when we look too identifiable. I understand.
Yeah, she's gonna reorient herself so that she's not so topsy-turvy after that crazy turbulent car ride. And then yeah, she's gonna look around, kind of see what she sees.
You are in what can only really be described as like a classic security room. Mass amount of monitors up on one side. There's a chair and you watch 404, surprisingly strong. Turn the box on its side and we don't have another chair, and I don't think you can fit in the office chair, but here you go.
There's like a little, like, she kind of laughs because she's like, of course there would not be chair for someone my size. How inclusive. But she doesn't say that, but that's definitely the look before she kind of arranges herself on this makeshift chair before the servers and stuff.
But once you're sat down and settled, all of it comes up. And you view not just the upstairs, but also the downstairs, and we will slide it over to the other ones, because this is going to require me describing everything. On the side of Anxiety and Jason, you two will meet up with an individual. It is what you assume is the robot again. Though painted black, I guess? Or at least covered in black. You two are... Stealth Ballsack. You two are pointed to basically a delivery truck. There are two boxes in there that have not had their lids put on. One is slightly smaller than the other. They're ever so slightly. And there is a longer box, and basically he just points to, get in the box. Your drones and such can fit in some of the others. Please load your materials.
He's telling us to get in these boxes?
Yes. And load in Jason's stuff to some of the others.
I'm gonna help Jason load his stuff in first, if there is anything to be loaded.
Can Jason wear his mech?
Not fit in the box, dog.
Well, I mean, because Jason doesn't have his links anymore. He gave that up to Midori.
That's true.
So Jason has his mech, his two
Oh.
roto drones, and his two fly spies.
I will allow you to bring the mech.
Okay.
And you may hide in the mech in a box.
All right. I will do a chameleon coat to make it look like a statue.
A J and a mech in a box. At the bottom of the sea. So, the drones are loaded. You both get into these boxes. You hear, much less... Yeah.
To be so clear. Anxiety picks the smallest box available and fits.
Can't resist
Man's
the
got
flex.
no bones. No bones.
It's nearly erotic watching him fucking go half down on himself.
This is crazy. This is and you know what? And I'm gonna say this: both 404 and her have like eyes on everything, and I'm gonna say we have eyes on that too. And she just goes, "Oh."
You do in fact have eyes, because you have eyes alongside Caster's items. Not Caster's, Pollux' items. So that just happened, and admittedly, Anxiety, you'll notice this fucking Robot Man actually breaks for a minute as he kind of actually shakes Robot Head as he's just watching what's happening.
She just covers her face. Just
Tingle in his ball sack. I understand.
Stop!
Oh, so
I will
the
never
ball
give Boarhead
section.
an ounce of respect.
Never. Not after what he did.
And listen, I love and appreciate you for
bad.
it, but this is crazy town.
What the fuck did you do to deserve this?
He was shitty to me and Mojave.
Oh god. Okay.
This is payback for being shitty.
That's his payback. All right. So, you all are loaded in this truck. You feel the truck drive. You don't know where the fuck you're going. Eventually, it does stop. You feel yourself and a bunch of other things be loaded out. Eventually, you are given the okay of someone banging on the side of the crate for you to come out. And you will find yourself in a mostly kind of empty, like, this would have been an office building if it had been leased out properly. But this is an unleased office building. Like, it doesn't even have carpet down. It's still the concrete base. And you are guided to where you can walk, where you can set up. Anxiety, you are shown to an area that is still under construction, where you can slither on up. I say slither. Skitter on up to the roof.
I mean, he
No,
kind of does
slither.
both.
Yeah, no,
He
I'll
does both.
slither. Challenge
You'll
accepted.
slither. Challenge accepted.
No
You
hands.
slither on up to the roof. No hands. No hands
You
up
making
to the
fun
roof.
of me?
And, oh god. You are given basically a thing sent to your comlink that is a map of the surrounding area. Basically which building you're looking at, and you'll be able to see the outside of the Bodice Ripper. And we will get to that when I get to the other one. Right, we'll do this all at once.
Sure.
But you were on the roof. Jay, you're able to set up all the drones you'd like. You can think about where you might want to put them. You have all of your drones you have access to every one of them. Every drone on your sheet you can have. Cloudy and Mojave, you two are collected by the Falcones. You are first brought to kind of like a back area of the Golden Wing, more like a loading area, but it's where the actual big car would be. And you're basically checked over, looked over. Cloudy, you are patted down quickly before you get in the actual car with the boss. Mojave, you're like... Your brother does arrive, and he looks at you with the tie, and just looks at you in the face, goes, you might as well just fucking take it off at this point.
I have a certain amount of decorum.
A certain amount of I feel like none would be better than this shit. Okay. And Cloudy, did you dress up at all?
Suit, tie, basically the only thing he adds on is like undervest. He's going a full three-piece tonight.
Oz looks you over. Professional. Good. Okay.
Not.
Alright, no weapons, no talking out of turn. Oof. Let's do this. And you keep your temper.
Both hands up, head down. Like, I know. I've been working long and hard to make this happen. I know.
Okay. And the minute Marshall comes down, all of you will get into Marshall's beast. He will drive you. You all will end up at the Bodice Ripper. Now I can describe it. The Bodice Ripper is a probably four-floor building, from what you can kind of tell from the outside. There's definitely a part of the building that doesn't have windows really anymore, and it's like you're wondering with the height. It might have a lower level too. Even from out here, you can hear thumping music. It is vibrating this building. That's how loud it must be inside. It's heavy bass. You see a line out the fucking door. Every one of these people is dressed... Well, they're definitely dressed to go to the club, though it does make you question what kind of club, as the amount of clothing probably breaks a couple states' statutes on what is publicly decent. You will be brought in the back. You're going to be double-checked again once you walk, especially you, Cloudy. You are immediately, like, you are patted down completely. You gotta take your jacket off at one point. But you are led in by some more security dudes. Everyone's walking in calmly. You are led in past an area that you can see over a mezzanine into the center of this club. It is a foam party. It is a foam rave. It's a massive dance floor. There's a DJ losing it. There's foam pouring in from the sides. People are like dancing and freaking out. There's glow sticks everywhere. There is, if you were in this room, there's no way anyone here is hearing anyone else. No one is talking. Everyone's blitzed out of their minds. And God only knows what they're seeing in the light show. But you are led past all of this to an elevator at the side of this mezzanine. The minute you're in the elevator, you could still hear the thumping music. About a floor or two up, you hear the music deaden. Like deaden. Like you cannot even feel it anymore. And when you get out on that top floor, nothing. There's fucking nothing. This is so soundproofed, it isn't even funny. There are cameras on only 2 places up here. This hallway, you see a camera that points kind of towards the elevator. When you get into this kind of rather nicely organized lobby area with like 3 doors here, there's another camera that looks out onto this room. It's, best way to put it, it's like hotel chic kind of coloring here. A lot of neutrals. You could sit down, but like, you know, it's like it's pretending to be homey or comfortable. You are immediately let into a side room that is exclusive to you. You do see there are 2 men already standing outside of the other room. That other than the one you are being led to, there are 2 men already standing outside another room. The assumption there is probably the Varentess are already here, and they're already in their little side room. So you two, you all are brought in until the meeting, if proper, should begin. Everything is about to start. There is an anticipation in the air for everybody. Morningstar. You will see this as you can see the cameras to the lobby first.
Mm-hmm.
You did see a gentleman with what looked like cyberware over his face and jaw arrive, followed in by a rather cybered man, mostly arms. You see a little bit on his neck, kind of goes around the back of his neck up into his skull. Those 2 had arrived along with some other guards. They had entered into that room before the Falcones had arrived. But at this point, elevator dings. There are 6 more dudes coming out of this elevator, all surrounding one person. And it's like the walk of a fucking supermodel. The gall of this woman. She is in the most slinky red dress. One fuck up, there might be a nip slip. She does not care. She's out here. Everyone in that room, in the Falcone's room, you can hear the click-clack of her fucking heels. And you just hear those heels click all the way down until they get into that other room. This is obviously Evangeline.
That long, slow blink and sigh combo of, patience, we're cool.
These 6 men that surround her, I'm assuming, are also cybered?
A few of them, yes. Some of them, if they are, it's hard to see. No, some of them do not have cyber that's visible. They are wearing full suits. But some of the men, you can see their hands. There's pieces of someone's skull. You will notice that 5 of the 6 men all have almost identical cyberware on the back of their necks to that first dude you walked in.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
One of
I
the
have
dudes.
a question for you.
Yes.
When I'm looking at them, right? It's obviously through the screen. Do I see Do I see if like it's a situation of like they have the metal on them, right? Like they're cybered in that way, but they're offline? Or am I seeing pop-ups of being on the host of this building?
They do appear to be not wireless currently.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Keep going.
The one man who is not cybered, he stays back. The other 5 leave. The minute Evangeline enters that room, 5 of these dudes, all the cyber ones, leave. The one who does not look to have at least not the cybered back of his neck, stays. And you see him very sheepishly and calmly walk up to one of the 2 dudes guarding a door and kind of basically talk to him for a moment. One of the guards goes into the door, like knocks on the door very calmly, leans in. And a little while later, the guard dude that you'd seen walk in, the one who was much bigger, arms all cybered up, he walks out. And those 2 men start having a conversation. You have microphones, but it's much more soft, gentle. You can't really hear it until they get a little louder. And now the Falcones can hear it. You hear 2 gentlemen arguing. Only a couple words are coming through the door. The microphone's hearing a little bit more, but the lines of, "What is wrong with you, Bruno? What do you mean? Where were you?" And you hear, "I don't know what you're talking about. I do not know where I was supposed to. What do you mean? I was working. You were supposed to meet me, like, last night. Bro, where did you go? I didn't go anywhere. I wasn't anywhere last night. What do you mean?" They're basically going back and forth on this.
Eavesdropping intensifies.
Right. And then the door opens. And both of these dudes silence immediately. As standing in the doorway is Evie. She steps forward. She reaches carefully forward, grabs the collar of the man, I'm gonna go with the smaller man. He called the big dude Bruno, not Bruno. She grabs him, drags him to her, and says something silently in this man's ear, and then lets him go. And you watch this man back up. He nods, almost bowing to her, and then he gets the fuck out. And I mean surreptitiously gets the fuck out of this place. And you watch him on cameras, he dis-a-fucking-peers. Like, he gets all the way down in his car and he leaves. He don't hold up nothing. She then grabs Bruno, like, kind of roughly by the shoulder and then pulls him back into the room.
Huh. I'm gonna look over at 404, like, just turn to her and raise an eyebrow.
404, like, her mask is kind of up on her head. She looks over at you. "I got nothing. That was just weird."
He doesn't remember where he was. Interesting. I'm going to... Oh man, I have access to everybody's comm links and shit, right?
The ones who have it on. Cloudy's and Mojave's are off.
I imagine we're not even we're not even bringing them in the building.
No, they were probably like confiscated, put in your car at the front door.
For fuck's sake. Okay. How am I supposed to fucking warn people when shit's fucked up? Jesus.
Your job is to make sure that if it gets that way, it doesn't get to this room.
Yeah, I okay. Well, in the that was just weird from 404. I think. How does 404 know about the what are they called, the Bunraku dolls or whatever, the things that
yes,
Evangeline was kind of involved in?
Bunrakus are a very well-known thing in the Sixth World, sadly, especially in the organized crime areas.
Yeah. Does she know about Evangeline's involvement with that, like the Veritas stuff.
Yes, no, their Bunraku parlors are well known.
Okay. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, probably.
Evie likes dolls.
So does half the fucking mob.
There's a look of disgust on Morningstar's face, but she, refocuses, paying attention to all the things.
Not every doll maker's as bad as Evie. Some people sign up for that willingly.
Some do, but not the ones that deal with Evie.
No, Evie's a fucking horrible person.
Yes.
But tonight, she's our boss.
The way the way Morningstar wants to crawl out of her skin, she fucking hates that. But she gives a curt nod before refocusing on the cameras.
So, as everything is kind of settled in this, we get to the first part of this meeting. The Varentess enter into the large meeting room first, disappear out of sight. And then the Falcons are called in. Cloudy, you are left in that room on your own. You will be summoned when it is your time. So you're kind of left there to fiddle around.
Yeah, I'd say just like as Mojave gets up to follow his brother, there is the moment, like the pat on the shoulder, like not looking at Cloudy, but just that moment, almost more reassuring himself that Cloudy is still there.
Okay. So, you all, Mojave, you and Oz enter into the meeting room. Goodness gracious, my brain. You have only seen in your lifetime the old Dawn Varentess. You're not really sure, or you weren't really sure about this dude, but you do know now that it's Guillermo Varentess, who is the dude who married Rue.
Yeah, that's taken in, absorbed. We're keeping a poker face. We're keeping a professional posture. We're not giving nothing away. Not here, not now. But that's being filed away.
Yes. When you enter in, Guillermo is sat in the chair, kind of across from where Oz will sit. Evie is standing next to him, looking confident is the only way to put it, but confident in an evil way. She has a grip on Guillermo's shoulder. Next to Guillermo is the man Bruno, who is just sort of sitting there. He's he's there, he's attentive, but he's kind of out of it. Like, okay, this is a meeting, I'm a guard, I guess I'm going to be here for this. And then Guillermo, yes.
You know I gotta ask. I got them magic eyes. I'd like a vibe check, please.
Roll me the vibe check.
Five.
Jesus. Okay, Evie is in decent health, overly confident, and has a very particular thing that we will go over in one moment. Guillermo is excessively nervous, in decent health, and you can tell that the thing on his face isn't real. It's a mask. He actually has very little cyberware. He's got, like, what looks like a little bit in his arm, like his forearm, and that's it.
Okay.
Evie's shockingly natural. Well, she doesn't have cyberware. Let's not say she's natural. And then
Uh-huh.
Bruno is his arms, his upper neck, up into a lot of his spine. He's pretty decently cybered. But, like, it is mostly just his upper body. He seems to have avoided his organs, so his health's pretty okay. Essence is still fairly connected.
Yeah, Mojave is taking all this in and very much taking note of their baseline emotional state that they're walking into this room, because every little fluctuation in their mood that happens in this room, he's going to be taking notes of, because that's information.
And now we get to the thing that strikes you. Evie is wearing a slinky red dress, and on her neck is a very interesting pendant. It almost makes you... It kind of brings to mind maybe glazed ceramic. It's not a stone in the middle. It's not some sort of gem. It's a little bit thicker than you, kind of chunky, but it's very familiar. It's very familiar color red. Almost seems to glint like it's wet. You've now seen this amulet, or at least amulets like it, twice. One you've seen shattered. One you've seen shattered when Bloody Mary went down. The other one you saw in the news being worn by the CEO of Maiden Pharmaceuticals. And now this one, of a slightly different design, being worn openly by Evangeline.
And just as part of this vibe check with that 5, being very familiar with the astral signature of a certain somebody's blood magic nonsense. It's not much of an assumption, but I am safe to assume.
Yes, it is very clear.
There's that moment he blinks, because that's, filing that away, but poker face.
Yeah. And you can tell that the magic is centered on this item. It's not leaking out. It's not on Evie as a whole. It's just this necklace. It very much feels like this is a container.
Okay. Filing that away. Interesting. Good to know.
The room is open. Guillermo sits back with Evie kind of still gripping his shoulder. And he looks up at Oz, only staring at Oz, kind of momentarily sees you, and then flicks his eyes back to Oz very quickly. Don Falcone, come, sit. It's been too long since our family sat at a table together. Not since you stepped into your father's shoes, I believe. Somehow it still feels like yesterday. Yeah, time sure does fly, Don Verentes. It's a real shame this business should pop up now. I'm sure you were looking forward to a nice peaceful honeymoon. Yes. My wife is terribly disappointed, but we all know some business can't wait. He pauses, and he takes a long look at Mojave now. Evie, too. Evie almost has this smirk on her face. Guillermo's is sort of this kind of confusion. Like he's trying to not let it go too far on his face, but you can see his eyes, and they're very clearly like this. It's like, what am I looking at?
I think there's Mojave, definitely posture professional as he's ever been in his life, trying to keep the poker face. But I just that little bit of smirk, just a little bit of smirk sneaks through.
Oh dear. Pardon, the GM realized he forgot to prepare something. Don't worry, we'll get that later. It's fine. You know what I forgot to do. Guillermo continues. Don Falcone, the last time our families gathered, you looked my uncle in the eye and told him your brother was dead. I would never dream of calling you a liar, of course, but, that man standing beside you, what, who is he? Well, at the time, my brother was dead in every way that mattered. You remember how it was back then? With the eyes of the world on Vegas, those were hectic, dangerous days. Sometimes, for the sake of the family, someone has to disappear. You know how it is. But heat dies down, things change. I see. He, like, studies both of you for a good long minute. But it's long enough that suddenly you watch the crease in his suit as Evie tightens her grip down on him. Right. So, Oliver. 3 years is a long time. I'm sure you've been busy.
Now that we have been directly addressed, posture unwavering, still looking straight ahead. Yes, Sir Don Barentess. I spent these past 3 years preparing Rethalaishon.
What?
It's... The metaphor don't translate too well, but it's an important concept to many of us who keep to the old ways. Any man who seeks to prepare Elishon must have strong arms and steady hands. He's got to be willing to face the fire to earn a sweet reward. But those who dare commit to the task, well, it nourishes the soul like nothing else. Real spiritual thing. As the Oerin of old might say, Ni hengintri rethin to legdish gamakalos, peristaris robothian telenosis estele, sir.
It takes a lot, but after you say these words, you kind of watch Oz like clench his hand, and Marshall kind of grips the back of the chair that Oz is sitting in a little harder, and you know both of them are holding back.
Mm-hmm. Would you like me to just share with the class?
Please do, because I forgot to put the translation down, so everybody enjoy.
You don't know a thing about what it means to be elvish? We got some unfinished business here. Get good?
Yes, that is the Elvish version of Get Good Scrub.
Oh,
I'm Keeper of Ignorance.
Oh, yes, Keeper of Ignorance.
If I had eyes on this room,
I have a question about this. I should have given more time. Would you have actually liked to call on Jason to bring something in for you to hack into?
oh, yes.
I
He
realize
has
I started this.
fly
That's my
spies.
fault. I should have given more time for that.
yeah, if you want to fly spy, absolutely.
Yeah, that fly spy is probably I probably would have requested that Jay have it put into like the collar of Mojave's shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, since Scales is doing like Overwatch, I think Jay would probably keep his combat drones with him and just let Scales use to get fly spies. Because like
Okay.
Jay's not sitting back watching cameras right now.
Yeah,
That's
so
understandable.
So the way I would like to arrange is you tell me if it's cool. I'd have one like hidden in the collar of Mojave's like collar of his shirt or in like the collar of his jacket, whatever, kind of hidden there. And arranged in such a way that if he were to move and like take a jacket off or something like that, it literally just looks like a pin. You know what I'm saying? And then the other would have been skittering along the ceilings and ended up just in the corner of this room.
The one in the corner of the room, perfectly fine. That easily could have slid in through a vent, slipped up and through the door. I will warn you about the one with the collar, and you would have watched this happen. Anytime someone enters into that lobby from outside into that room, they are going to be checked.
Oh,
Like,
I see. They would have been patted
Evie-
down. Okay.
Even
Yeah.
Evie got patted.
Okay, so actually, here's what I'm going to do. So outside in the main hallway, like outside of this meeting room, right? There are 2 cameras there, right?
Yes, in the lobby. There's just none in the 2 office spaces that had the Falcons and the Varentess in them.
Okay, so I will have one of them in a corner in the room that Cloudy is in, just in case if anyone wants to fucking run up in there while he's by himself, that shouldn't be there or whatever. And then the one in the corner of the actual meeting room.
Understandable? All right. With that, though, I will now have allowed you to have heard that statement, and 404 is going to bust up laughing next to you.
Okay, and I am going to look at her and say, do you want to share what that means?
She is going to tell you that exactly what that last statement meant, and then she's going to tell you what Rethalaishon translates to. And
Okay.
because of a joke later,
Hmm.
I will tell you privately.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, no.
Wonderful.
Mojave's gonna tell you privately.
Okay.
Go PM.
Okay.
We go PM Ressa what Rethalishon means.
Okay. Okay.
After the Sprethiel is stated, Guillermo leans back. I see. How long have you been back from that?
I blew back into the Golden Wing. What? About an hour or two before the Thelomia blood drac hit the streets. Just in time to catch the start of the action.
At this point, Evie leans forward and clears her throat. If you'll pardon my intrusion, are we really sure this is Oliver, Don Falcone? 3 years is a long time. He seems different. Oh, it's him. In the flesh. Trust me. I know my brother's aura. Roll perception.
Okay. A 2.
Honestly,
hey,
actually,
Softy.
roll perception scales. You can see in the room.
Hey. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Computer is acting up. Give me a moment. It kicked me out of Roll20 for some reason. Okay.
Oh no, they're on to us!
Pardon
shit.
me, everyone. I am so sorry. I don't understand what just happened. Okay. So perception. Let's fucking go. Perception, you are here. A 3.
Okay. I'll say that's enough. You can definitely tell that Evie grips a little tighter onto Guillermo. Like straight up, you watch that suit creases as she puts her nails into him. She's definitely hitting skin. Guillermo kind of shifts a little bit. You'll understand if we would prefer some more material proof. Don Falcone, this is a delicate situation after all. Would you like his dental records, blood tests? What proof would it take to put your minds at ease? Everyone's quiet for a moment. And then Evie speaks up again. If I may, not to resurrect old wounds, but... And she touches Guillermo's shoulder. Yes. Well, we all remember that regrettable business. Even with surgery, some things are permanent. If this really is Oliver, the remnants would be unmistakable. Both of Aaron and Tess are like staring at Oz, kind of waiting, seeming like waiting for something to happen. Oz just sort of glances up at you, Mojave.
And with that signal, the brother's prompting, there's a certain amount of reluctance that is forced down, but he, sneering slightly, just turns his back, moves his hair and his shirt collar out of the way to show the back of his neck.
Guillermo, looks over to Bruno. And Bruno, steps forward. You can definitely tell he activates some kind of cybernetic eyes as the blue glow shines up into them. He looks at you for a moment, and then he quickly, kind of takes a step back. He looks a bit, shocked. And he looks down. It's there, sir. Guillermo stands up straighter. Evie's grabbing his shoulder even tighter. It's very obvious, almost kind of pushing him down a little bit. She seems a bit taken aback, but Bruno is clearly off right now. Guillermo is yeah. All right then. We will accept this. And Mojave,
just gotta, if you
Yeah,
hadn't
you-
said, vibe
you,
check!
you already rolled a 5, so I will give you the vibe check. Bruno is fucking terrified.
Okay.
He is actually scared looking at you. There is real fear in this man. And he is doing everything in his power not to show how scared he is right now. And you don't know why. You have never met Bruno. At best, he knows you by reputation.
I think, the poker face is all well and good, but just to see, I'm gonna flash him a bit of a grin.
Devastation. He's so afraid right now. He's so uncomfortable.
Okay!
Anyways, Guillermo and the Veritas have accepted this. Oz kind of leans back in his chair. Good. Now that that's settled, it's time we get to the real business. I believe you had some questions about recent magical events. I did. First and foremost, I'd like to know why the streets were running red with flesh abominations. That was clearly some kind of magic. And it ended with your biodome blowing sky high. That's a good question, Don Veritas. And I'll answer it with one of my own. I want to know why the whole mess started with some of your boys bringing a gun to a bot fight. We all saw the worms, and I've seen the footage. Before that dome went up, your team captain was patient zero.
Staring at their auras. Every little flicker.
Guillermo is genuinely confused. He has no fucking clue what Oz is talking about. As he goes, was he now? I'd love to see that footage. Evie seems a little perturbed. It's that kind of confusion leading into anger a little bit.
Okay.
Bruno's just scared. He's just scared. He's not been less. There's nothing on him. He's just fear.
Okay. Yeah, Bruno, good to know. Less important. The other bits, though. We are filing those away to share with the class as soon as I get my cell phone back.
Morningstar is watching all this, and there's just a low rattle that is coming from her, almost subconscious, as her eyes squint down at Evangeline in particular. I also see the pendant she's wearing, right?
Yes. Once that spy fly was moving in, you were able to kind of get a good room before it settled.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's very clearly one that is the different design, but it's that same look as the one that CEO had and the one that Bloody Mary had.
Yeah, Morningstar will simply say to, for more to herself, but 404 is there, and say, Bloody fucking Mary.
Careful, don't say it 3 times. You might summon the bitch.
Silly Sandra.
Silly Sandra.
You see that pendant that Ms. Valentes is wearing?
Yep.
Sandra had the same. And so does that new CEO as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what it does, but that makes sense.
I as this is happening, right? I would like to do a sort of side search about Bruno.
About Bruno?
Yeah, because though I can't magically perceive that he's scared, he's clearly not comfortable, and that's something I can read in a face, right? I want to know why he's uncomfortable. So I just want to do we'll search. What's the homie been up to? You know?
We'll have to actually wait, as the building is locked down right now.
Oh, I understand. Okay,
and
okay.
reaching too far out of its matrix circle could cause some notification.
Okay, so then I'll put a pin in that for later then. Okay.
Where was I? Oh, yes. Guillermo was in his general confusion. You know, was now I'd like to see that footage. Oz continues with, that won't be a problem. When we get to that part of the party, we can all lay our cards on the table. Guillermo nods. I'm looking forward to comparing notes. I'm also curious to find out. It all wrapped up at your biodome. Did you know where to go? Like I told you. My boys saw the worms at the BattleBots thing. Once we got the signatures to follow, it was simple. It's a real shame, too. I put a lot of money in that thing. So you really had no idea. All that money. Your name was on the thing. And you had no idea the place was fucking Bloodworm Pinata? Do you track every single new end that went through when you're freaking washing money?
And again, like specifically, any flicker of discomfort from Evangeline, we are checking. Does Guillermo seem sincere? Like
he's absolutely sincere in this point. Like, he is very clearly. His is just legitimate confusion over, like, this footage existing. He's kind of every now and again glancing, and you can definitely tell he's glancing to Evangeline, and she's, like, kind of cold staring at you and at Oz, but mostly at you. And then, like, trying to, you know, I don't know, look off into the distance like she's pretending she's not looking at everybody. Whole time she has not let go of Guillermo's shoulder, though. Fair enough. And them Loki-san freaks. Why are we talking to a snake? The snake started talking to me! And all them cars that rolled up right after, with the dog-eared freak leader inside. Your guess is as good as mine, Guillermo. The building just blown up, and I had dead to bury. Now, if we're good on the family Q&A, what do you say we take a break real quick and bring him in here? Guillermo sighs. Evie, like, lets go of his shoulder to think, fuck Christ. He's like, oh my god, he was definitely digging into him. And he goes, yeah, let's bring in the zoo. And Guillermo gets up. The Verantess are getting up. The Falcons, Oz waits for a minute and lets the Verantess kind of go first. And then he gets up, and he does sort of wait a little bit until he gets into the room with Cloudy. And the minute that door is shut, under his breath, he just says, I swear, one of these days he's going to make a crack like that, and I'm going to snap.
No, you won't, Oz. That's my job.
Your job. But speaking of job, why the fuck did you tell him you spent 3 years making jelly donuts?
Would you rather I told him I was making soup?
I don't fucking know.
The funny part is that the actual story of making soup for the homeless to help cure their diseases would sound more far-fetched than whatever the hell he just said.
See, Cloudy gets it.
Oh my god. Morningstar.
That's what he actually did.
Yes.
Morningstar and hell, anyone who actually can see those fly space, because you can definitely share with it anyone within the circle.
Yes.
A moment occurs where the door to the Verantess room opens real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, two guards are a little bit nervous. Bruno's, like, walking out, and he's walking away, and it's like, what the fuck? He's getting followed, and he turns, looking like he's going to talk to Guillermo, but Evie quickly follows. And you can hear this. You, like, zoom in with the camera. 404 is like, what the fuck? She zooms that shit in. Mm-hmm. And all you hear is, he's all BioWare, boss. I'm talking full skeleton muscle work that man's gotta have. Next to no essence life. Anything might push him over the edge. And you watch Evie reach up very, very, like, quickly. Like, her claws come around this man. And she grips the back of his neck. And you watch him turn off. His shoulders go down. His face calms. She pulls him in very close. and says something you cannot hear. And then she lets him go, and he stands up. She turns, snaps her fingers, and he just starts following her. It was this moment of this terrified man, and now nothing.
On you.
I have some questions. When we did the little scan of Mojave, right, we saw the evidence of like the broken pieces of what would have made him Bunraku, right? But they were broken and inactive and like could not be activated, correct?
Yes.
That's what Torpor told me.
And so, but he's BioWare. What the fuck?
That's what Bruno was saying. Is he seemed to be freaked out, saying he saw something in that room.
I look at 404.
She looks at you. She's also very confused.
Is this something that is possible that can happen?
I feel like no.
Mojave uses magic. He should not be able to use magic if he is...
I mean, not very well. Kiddo, I don't fucking know. I didn't think so. He seems normal, kind of light, honestly. He does not weigh like a fucking 1,000 pounds. If what he just said was full scale muscle work, that shit makes you heavy as fuck.
So, perhaps an explanation would be good in this moment. Okay. Well,
Maybe,
you know what,
maybe,
actually...
listen, maybe Bruno's on some shit. I don't know. Maybe he misread it. Maybe he's freaking out.
Oh, maybe the Bunraku doll that she just fucking put a little reset button on in the back of his fucking neck. Maybe he's the one freaking out?
Look, okay, we can't focus. Yes! No fucking duh, he's a Bunraku. You could tell from a mile away. No fucking duh, she surrounds herself with people she can turn on and off and turn them into subservient little fucking twiddle.
Is this going to be a problem, 404?
I have no idea. I know Evie's gonna take this information in. Maybe?
And they refer to them as the zoo.
Of fucking course they did. I mean, of course they did. They're not... Kiddo.
No, I know. I've got this fucking spiel the other day. I know, but...
I'm kind of almost glad that we don't have a mic in their room, because goodness knows what Evie's probably saying.
A bunch of fucking vitriol.
Slurs. A lot of slurs for everybody.
A lot. Yes. Okay. All right. He didn't... Guillermo did not know about his family's involvement with the Dome.
I mean, on paper, the Veritas weren't involved.
She gave something to Bloody Mary, to this fucking... Okay. I have no way to fucking warn them.
There's nothing we can warn them about right now. Nothing... Kiddo. Nothing is going to happen right now. Nothing. No one is going to do shit here. That goes against so much shit.
I am less concerned about what they are going to do in there and what they have going on right now outside of there. That is what I am worried about.
Look,
when people's eyes are here, I'm worried about what's going on over there. You understand?
And everything on the outside is going to be a completely different group if it shows up. And we have so many eyes outside. Trust me, I know how these motherfuckers work. They're not going to fuck up their own shit.
Okay. I am going to like. I think I'm gonna just send a message to Jason and Anxiety because I know they're outside, right? And it's just a. Actually, no, I lied. I'm not going to do that. They already have their eyes on stuff out there. And one of the Varentes left, right? The one guy who had like no cyberware and stuff. He
Oh
left.
yeah, he got scared off way early.
Okay. All right. Okay, yeah. Jesus Christ. I can't even search stuff right now. Fuck. Okay, well, we have this information. We file it the fuck away and we focus up because shit is off. I think she like doubles her attention at this point. Like she is keeping track of not just the cameras in this place, but she knows there's a bunch of fucking Deckers and she's watching them and what they're doing. Not that she thinks they're gonna like fuck up, like how 404 had said, but like she's watching for like the information that is sliding between them and like just making sure if there's any fucking hiccups, she'll catch it.
Someone post a cat meme to the group chat.
Amazing, truly professionals. Yeah. I hate it here. I'll be honest. I fucking hate it here. Yeah, she's just gonna double her focus on everything because something's not right.
We are going to slide really quickly during this intermission for the meeting outside. Anxiety. You're doing you're doing rounds out there, walking around.
Yeah.
It's quiet for the most part. You're not seeing anything. I'd like you to roll me perception.
Yeah. Five.
That's when you catch a glimpse of something.
Yeah.
It's there one moment, gone the next. And then suddenly it seems like it's there again. It's a figure moving very quickly, skittering over some of the rooftops, and finally ending up on the roof of the Bodice Ripper.
I mean, he calls it out over the radio. Blinking figure on the rooftops, what direction it's coming from, what building it's on, what direction it's facing.
You were given the orders to go check it out.
Okay. Am I able to get to that roof?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
You can run up a wall. You have an easier time than this thing did.
Perfect. But yeah, if I'm being to check it out, that means it's not one of any of the groups, or at least not on the list. So I guess I'm gonna try to sneak up on this thing.
Roll sneaking.
You got it, boss. 11, but it caps at 8.
Dang!
Oh,
Invisible. He is invisible.
you
I'd
were
like to
able
sneak
to
into the next season, please.
Yes. So we're in. So you come over the edge of the wall, and you are confronted with this figure. They are in mostly black. There is what appear to be a series of bone objects around their waist, and although you'll notice that even though they're clearly moving, these are made of bone, they're bright white, they don't make any noise. The figure's face and head are covered by what you think is a mask for a moment, but quickly realize it is not. It's not anything physical, it is a shamanic mask. and it is of a feline. And they are moving around the top, and they seem to be looking for a good place. And they start pulling out what looks like chalk. It's like out of their pocket. It's in their hand, and they look like they're going to start writing on the ground.
All right, cool. I'm gonna kick him off the roof.
I need to roll something. Please roll an attack.
Sure.
Unarmed combat.
Sure, I'm fully using lethal hands for this, by the way. Just
Oh!
yeah, if I could break their pelvis on the way down, like, hey, why the fuck not, right?
Right. As you should.
It's only a 4. It's only a 4. However, I
Okay,
was undetected. So
You were undetected.
I'm not trying to do damage so much as I'm trying to make contact and push.
Right. Let me roll these. There's just 2 things I gotta roll here. Right as you are running up to start this, you hear the sound of like a cat's yowl. And this person, their head like snaps up really quickly. And they are actually able, you see like this, it's one of the bone talismans on their waist, shatters.
Sure.
And they are able to get out of the way.
Okay.
They land and they look up at you. And this person just stands and just... Interesting. Who the hell are you?
Just spin kick. I'm a fucking spectral Spider-Man ninja. I'm not talking to this individual.
Roll unarmed.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sure.
Do we see this? Do I see this?
This time I'm using Toxic Strike.
No.
Which
Oh,
I
good.
guess Toxic Strike stacks with lethal hands, actually, is what fucking Wonton told me. It's both, actually, Softy, is what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
The
This time it's
deadliest
5.
hands to ever deadly.
Deadly.
This time it's 5. But, like, as the kick's coming in, from, like, the shin down to the tips of the toes is just green vapor.
Okay.
That
He-
okay means Softy is so invested in this person not dying right here.
No, it's
He's like,
just
okay,
I have to.
hold on. I can do this. Hold on, I've got floating modifiers, and no, there's no way I'm gonna lose another OC.
No, I'm doing math. Leave me alone. I'm doing secret math.
I do the dump truck again. I can't do it.
By the fucking skin of this motherfucker's teeth, he dodges out of the way. I would like you now to roll a dodge as he's going to come trying to kick you in the stomach.
Yeah, sure. What the fuck do I roll for that? It's a reaction and intuition.
Yes. And you can add gymnastics.
I will do that. Eight.
He does not get a hit off on you.
Just 2 fucking ninjas fighting on a rooftop for
Yes.
no reason. Just why not? Just
It's suddenly an 80s kung fu movie.
and then over the subvocal mic, he's just calling out like hostile contact. In case they've got shooters on rooftops.
Do I hear this, Softy?
This you will hear.
What the fuck, bitch? Okay, yeah.
Some Batman Beyond shit you end up fucking paneling over to.
Yeah. I fucking move a camera over to focus on the coordinates given to see who this is and kind of, zoom in on the thing that anxiety is fighting, who in my mind is a cat version of Jet Li. Go ahead.
I'm just imagining these stealth rolls, so even like focusing on them is hard.
It's very difficult. You will actually notice something. His form looks weird on camera. He
What the fuck?
it's like, generally speaking, if someone is using illusions, which this man seems to be doing to try to kind of move
Yeah.
out of the way and be a little more like blinking, shifting out of the way,
Yeah.
that is not supposed to be picked up by cameras. Illusions do not be shown on cameras unless there is certain magic that can.
I see.
So this person knows some very interesting spells.
Right. I fucking say to a 404, and who the fuck is that?
Ooh. That looks like a problem.
Fire.
What did you say? Sorry, Softy.
It's like, that looks like an uninvited guest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any affiliations you might think of this person might have?
No, I got nothing. I mean,
God damn it!
I'm looking at a Kiddo, I'm looking at a blinking shadow on a computer screen.
Oh, the noise that comes from her is very much like I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at the thing, right? But just like, I'm over here paranoid, everyone keeps telling me there's nothing to be worried about, and now my friend is fighting a blinking shadow
Trust your
on a
crew.
rooftop.
Trust your crew. It'll be okay.
She trusts that like, there is no part of her that thinks this person is gonna get a hold of anxiety and fuck him up, but it's very much like, bro, everybody's gotta stop telling me nothing's gonna happen. Amazing.
Then I'm
So
dead. Character 3 coming in hot.
Stop it, shut the fuck up. She's gonna send to the appropriate people about the threat. It is being handled, but that there is a threat so that people are aware.
Yeah, and you get
with the descriptions necessary.
Yeah, you get the response. Jason, you can send a drone up there if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, I can send a roto drone up there.
Amazing. Yeah. You just get a message, and you don't know that it's Morningstar. You just get a message from Caster that gives you the coordinates for where this fight is occurring and to send your drone.
Yeah. So if Caster gives me those coordinates, I'll send a drone.
A roto drone comes sliding up onto the roof with you, Anxiety, and admittedly,
The roto drone slides up like a Talix, just fucking ready to pop this man.
admittedly, Shadow Man like looks at the drone, looks at you, and you just hear him go, "Oh, shit! Fuck that!" And he starts bolting to the edge of the building.
Following. Now what's this motherfucker's move? What is this motherfucker's movement speed? Soft boy.
Oh god, yeah. Let me actually remember. What's your movement speed?
My movement speed is 32, but I've also got the running skill, so I can add more to that.
Right.
It's 32. It's 30 fucking 2, Soft. You think you're running from me?
Well,
Fuck that,
actually.
Keep talking shit, I'll pop your hymen, pussy. You understand me?
Calm down.
Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! Down, boy!
If he's running a little too fast, I've got grenade launchers on my drones.
You're too late.
Remember that we are in a city. There are people here.
No, I
They
like
are
this energy.
loaded
I like
with
this energy.
sleep grenades.
Ah,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we call growth. That's what we call character growth.
Well, you are running from him. This is the dumbest way of using this power, but it's really funny to me. I need you to roll a dodge.
Yeah, sure.
This is so crazy. You popping that sleep grenade, Jason?
4?
What level? Oh, he did. Okay. This. It only is making it because it's technically invisible. But
Okay.
you are gonna get what feels like bitch slapped.
Oh.
By nothing.
Okay.
Like, it feels like someone took their hand and slapped you in the side of the face while you're running.
Is there damage, or is it just a disrespectful thing?
Take 2 stun.
Because I will remind you, I am wearing fucking spectral shadow silk with protection from magic.
1 stun.
This shit's got like, I was gonna say, this shit's got like 18 fucking armor versus magic, so.
Yeah, we'll go with one stun. It just shocks you a little bit.
The gentle plap of Invisahand. Mage hand, really?
It's disrespectful for sure.
But am I catching up?
You are catching up, but the cat shaman appears to hit the edge of the building. He turns around, flips you off, and then with a flash of like this kind of violet green magic, he turns completely invisible. And he disappears. Roll a sensing.
I've got a sensing. I'm gonna pop an edge on this.
Ooh.
Get him!
Get his ass! Amazing. You know what we need on the Rotodrones? A net.
Fucking net!
Just
4.
net him.
Oh, God. He's got to be able to hide. He's hiding astrally, which is possible. But he's not making it, because that's really good at sensing.
You gotta wait for me, you little
So technically, we're going to do this as... So, you can see the astral plane. I need you to roll perception now, because he is hiding on the astral. And you're really good at perception. You're going to get this
3.
fucker.
Ooh.
You don't see him.
All right, I've got another edge. I'm gonna roll again.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yup.
By this second time, you've actually reached the edge of the roof, and now you're
5.
looking down.
Now it's a 5.
You do see him. He has basically zipline slid down a fucking like power cable onto one of the other roofs. And you see his aura start to bolt around.
Perfect. Is he within distance for me to? Is he on a different roof now? Like lower?
Yes. Yes. And you can see that
perfect.
magic is surrounding his legs now, and he's moving abnormally fast.
Great. I'm just gonna jump to the other roof from the higher elevation.
Okay. Gonna scare the shit out of him.
Fucking land where he is and just stand up and make eye contact like I fucking see you.
He comes skidding to a halt, looks over at you, quirks his head, and then starts laughing at you.
Palm strike? I'm gonna say.
Roll it.
Yeah, I'll try. He might be gone by now. This might be a fucking after image. I don't know, but it's just a 3.
Mm.
The after image doesn't dodge, and you pass right through it, and it dissipates.
Yeah.
But you do hear as it dissipates. Nice try.
He's flirting. He's flirting.
It's-
Crazy.
We chased him off. And now he's a known element in the area. So
Warnings are given by Morningstar to everybody.
yeah. Call out that
feel
contact
like-
was lost. Giving a full description of the ability seen, the outfit, the chalk, the shit that was available, the cat yowling, fucking bones popping off his talisman. Like, I'm snitching, Softy.
You snitch in this
Yeah.
whole man's existence.
Yeah, but I'm also giving like a thumbs up to the drone, like hell yeah, that man was fucking menace. He was like, I don't want to get shot. Hold on.
It's like, ooh, that's not what I was expecting.
However much I'm getting paid, it ain't enough.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that information is given to every bit of the security, including Pollux.
But now this
Yes.
man has every reason to believe that I can sneak up on him and he can't sneak away from me. So I'm satisfied with this.
Right. Morningstar straight up when all of this is posted and you get the details. The fact that he's a cat absolutely causes a couple of the dudes to post cat memes. Truly, these are professionals.
The desire to fuck up their shit right now is so high, but I'm like, if they are not professionals, but I am, so I will refrain. But just so that it's logged, like warnings were given, but especially to Pollux because he's also a part of the like outside security crew. And I have no way to tell the others. It's fine. Yeah, that's as far as that can go, right?
Yes. I'm gonna put this in real quick. Anxiety, do me a favor and gain an edge back.
I will
You
gain an edge
handled
back.
that
Thank you.
amazingly.
Perfect. Return to my spot and begin patrol.
Yes, you return to your spot and begin
Control.
I can
yes.
talk. Patrol.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Pardon me as my soul leaves. So, you have cameras down in a prep room where the Loki Sons are being prepped. And basically they're being completely searched. They're making sure they're all safe, that they have things. It's like they're going to be walked up. They're surrounded by guards. This is a very different situation to the others. They're like never on their own. And you see that it is Fenrir, Shellhound, and Vera. They come up through the room. The Falcons and the Varentes are sent back in. Like, you guys will enter back into the room before Fenrir arrives. So, Mojave, you leave Cloudy alone again.
Poor Cloudy.
Thumbs up.
Have I been hearing about anything that's been going on so far?
You don't have your phone, so I can't.
Yep.
I
Right. Yeah, no, I haven't.
I think as we're in the waiting room waiting, there would be quietly, but just getting close enough to be like, she knows things. She doesn't seem to.
But what kind of things has she been responding to?
Details later, but keep in mind, she got a blood red necklace.
Doubly so not talking to her if at all possible. Understood.
Another thumbs up. Off to go be my brother's NPC!
Good luck.
Oz does turn to you, Cloudy, and is now actually be prepared. Once we get this, once we get the conversations done with the Loki Sons, we're probably all gonna call in our experts real fast after that.
Understood. I'm on call.
All right. He looks at Mojave and Marshall. Let's go.
Nods.
You all walk in and sort of sit down. Bruno, and I'll give this to you, Mojave. You would only need maybe an sensing to 1 to tell this man is fucking off. Like, he's got the fucking aura of someone who's asleep.
Okay. Yeah.
Man's is in fucking power saver mode.
Good.
But a little bit after you sit down, Fenrir does enter into the room. Ooh, sorry, getting my brain going. The Don Varentes sort of leads the conversation about basically why the Loki Sons are there, kind of grilling them. The Fenrir is not nervous, but you'll notice that he is uncomfortable.
Vague question. A, still keeping eyes on absolutely everybody's aura. Is he keeping eyes on mine?
No.
Okay. Huh.
He is shockingly not.
Okay.
Donver and Tess sort of. So Guillermo leans back in his chair. So I think we all can say we would like to know why you all entered into Vegas suddenly out of nowhere. Fenrir like kind of sits back. Well, originally we were just gonna come in as a business thing. Talking about just... This was meant to just be a business venture. But then, well, some important assets got locked into Vegas where we couldn't find them. And LA was having also some issues. When the blood wall went down, and I couldn't get in touch with anyone, I will admit, I jumped a bit. The only reason that all of us arrived was that we really thought the city was burning down. We've all seen Boston, Chicago. For a second, I thought Vegas was going to go join them. And, like, Oz looks like he's going to say something, kind of as they're talking. And Guillermo actually kind of cuts it off real fast after Evie, like, grips his shoulder again. Before we continue with exactly why I'll accept that. But, why were one of your agents, apparently, walking up and talking directly to a Don? Oz. And, like, Oz is sat there, like, he's just, like, arms up. Like, he said it originally, like, you know, Snake talked to him. And then Fen, like, kind of sighs. That was a very misinformed individual. They have been reprimanded and punished, and I assure you, you will never have to deal with them again.
Looking at auras.
Yeah. Guillermo's actually seems to be satisfied with this answer. Like, a lot of the way Fenrir is speaking, a lot of this talk of, like, all the chaos that had happened, it all really makes sense to him. But you can see that Evie's, like, not that she doesn't believe him, but there's just a lot of hate. Like, real, like, it's not hate, like, oh, I hate them, or anger. No, it's that kind of cold disgust. And it just resonates out of her as she's just looking between, you know, the Falcones and the Loki sons.
Ah, the flavor of racism. I see.
Yes. And she does actually speak up, probably when she's not supposed to. In sort of this. And she kind of leans forward. Oh, I don't know how to say this without being really bad. She makes, I'm just going to say it. She makes comments describing, you know, that basically confirming that wasn't that your wife who had entered in. And makes some comments about her preferences regarding Don Fenrir and him being a shifter. Morningstar, you watch 404 snap a pencil.
Yup. She's right there with her. In that anger. And will essentially look to 404, and I think she kind of just puts a hand on her hand for just a moment. This like calming source of comfort, but doesn't say anything. She just holds onto her hand for a moment.
The energy in the room gets a little bit weird, and admittedly, that is a little bit of a too far.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, neither one of the Dons say anything directly, but Guillermo actually reaches up to grab Evie's hand. And Evie legitimately, well, I say legitimately, she apologizes, but it's lying through her teeth. She knows she overstepped. That one, she slipped a little bit when she wasn't supposed to. But once Guillermo essentially states that he does agree with the statements of what happened, why it happened, why the Loki sons were there, and Oz sort of has to kind of side with the Verentes in that he's also a little bit displeased. Like, he kind of has to stick with the, the snake started talking to me type talk. But eventually...
Ooh, that grinds her gears. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He kind of has to sit on that side. He's definitely not... He's not overtly cruel or mean about it. It's more just, it was out of turn, but I forgive. And when both the forgiveness is given and everything's accepted, that's about the time that now the experts have to come in. And so...
Time to run and go fetch my buddy Cloudy!
Yes, the doors are opened. Everyone has a moment to slow down, but Cloudy, you are retrieved.
Stand on up. Walk on in. The very image of professionalism.
So as you walk in, the Verentes also bringing in an expert, Cloudy and Mojave. I would like you to sense this man.
Oh, if you hadn't said I would've.
Yeah.
Yes, and he is described as their... Honestly, one is still fine. He is definitely... They describe him as their magical consultant. The way to describe this man is he walks in a rather... a button-up that's not buttoned all the way up. This odd, jacket vest and khakis? And the only way to describe this vest is it looks like it has the logo of some kind of tech company on it. He comes, walking in. He pretends to be confident. Mojave, you can definitely tell this man is not confident at all.
I can see right through him.
You can see right through him. Honestly, has a bit of a high cholesterol. You probably should watch what he eats. Cloudy, you can tell immediately just because you only need a one. Yeah, there's magic. Not a lot. But it's probably his own fault because he has cyberware. It's obvious, actually. It's on his fucking arm. And it's the most... It's ritzy. It's white plastic on chromed metal, overly clean and trying too hard to be futuristic, air quotes.
Like he tried to chrome himself up with part of the space shuttle. Understood.
Yes. Yes! That is what this man's looks like. And, he comes up and stands next to everybody. He definitely gives Evangeline, you can tell that Evangeline scares him. He's not good at hiding that fact that Evangeline scares him, because he very much tries to stay on the opposite side of the room from her. Or at least, opposite side of Guillermo from her. He is introduced as Nadir. Just Nadir. I don't know how Cloudy is going to get, or I don't know how Cloudy would have wanted to be addressed. I assume it was just by the full title Cloudburst.
That is his official. He doesn't particularly care.
Of course.
Mr. Cloudburst.
Mr. Cloudburst. So Mr. Nadir, Mr. Cloudburst. There we go. You both are introduced.
Or Mr. Cloud, if they're wanting to be more
Mr.
like
Cloud.
You know what? Yeah, no, that's how he will be introduced, as Mr. Cloud, because that way it's also less traceable. Don't give him your name. Don't even give him your fake name. Don't give him any name. Yeah.
And Cloud, this is not your first time technically seeing Evie. Morningstar has shown what she looks like, but oh my god, the presence of this woman feels slimy. You are deeply uncomfortable with the way she looks at you, like you are a problem. Like you are an issue to her by existing.
I have no intentions of looking any further than like 30 degrees in line of sight. So this is basically me seeing her like this.
Oh yeah.
But yes, understood.
But you can feel her. She's staring at you. She can stare at you. So Guillermo kind of opens the conversation here. He leans in. So, Mr. Cloud, we've all discussed about the biodome going sky high. What is your professional opinion on what happened to the biodome?
The biodome was a culmination of multiple tests, some of which there might have been evidence out in the desert at one point in time, where there was an attempt to merge multiple planes that should not be merged. The astral, the matrix, and the physical, through an excessively elaborate, sacrificial ritual of sorts, from a renegade mage from Aztlan, known to many as Bloody Mary, with the assistance of a very, very powerful blood spirit, colloquially known as Mananangal, who fell with the dome.
They listen. They look over to Mr. Nadir, who kind of like, pushes his black rimmed glasses in, looks over at you. There's something to be said about your statement that doesn't seem really correct. According to UMT, which I would assume you're familiar with, how exactly was something able to combine Matrix and Astral? I find that very hard to believe.
Resisting, just trying not to roll his eyes.
If you had told me a year ago, I would have agreed with you. When a technomancer is able to create a sprite that rips a spirit apart, the evidence is unfortunately overwhelming that the conventional wisdom does not apply here.
Would you kind of he's actually looking nervous. Yeah, he's
at him like every side of Mojave's just like, I Once upon a time, I'd have beat you up for lunch money, and the other time, you wouldn't have spared lunch money.
But if it assuages your, I don't know, nominal view, some of these experiments did include attempts to infuse magical essence into technomancers and what I believe the right term is resonance into magicians. In an attempt to create people that can manipulate both the matrix and the astral.
It's like this guy's like, man's just having his mind blown right now. Like that shouldn't be possible. He's like, oh god, he's like, okay, accepting that there is a device that has been used to create this, abomination type situation. You stated that a powerful blood spirit that you called, Mananangal, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now, blood spirits, from at least my knowledge of them, is that they are created, from various forms of sacrifice. This blood spirit, I have been told, appears to have been strong before entering Vegas. It seems to me that the blood spirit seems odd in its duration. Are you suggesting that Bloody Mary had this spirit for a long time?
So GM above table, did we actually ever verify that she was a free blood spirit?
That wasn't verified. It was sort of, it seemed correct, but by the end of it, by the end of it, you could draw that.
Always a blood spirit. She got
yes,
twisted.
it seems her free spirit nature was prior to her blood spirit nature, her corruption.
Got it. Okay. It's been a while, damn it.
It's fine.
Okay. So the very nature of blood spirits is that they don't start off bloody. They are corrupted in a fashion and often enhanced, typically through a different ritual. Mernangal, by all appearances, was originally a free spirit of family. She was a mother spirit and was tainted through rituals I am, as of now, not entirely sure of, but resulted in her corrupted nature. Presumably by Bloody Mary, or potentially one of many potential accomplices.
He kind of like looks to the side, and you just see Evie like eyes flick to him and just stare him down. From my knowledge of how powerful the rituals and spells would have had to be to completely cover the city of Vegas in such a dome, would it not make a lot of sense that it would have required a lot of mages? And I mean, it does, not to overstep, but there does seem to be a large amount of mages in the city. And I only would have to put out that
the current conjecture and thoughts is what was it? Was it 100 or 1,000?
It was 100.
100.
Okay.
Yeah, that the Mark unit there had 100 slots.
While various tests that were leftover various tests included as little as 3. The ones at the dome, potentially 100. just for the culmination of the dome and not any prior testing involved.
Were all the mages that were a part of the ritual deceased at this point? Or any souls or bodies or sacrifices are deceased at this point, yes?
Small flashback to very angry forest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar flashbacks.
Yes.
Well, and he kind of looks
If I
to
may.
Guillermo looks over. Yes?
The blending of astral and other things. There's a certain amount of mana tech. Richter, see? Dr. Richter wasn't exactly acting alone out there. She had some pet vat jobs with her. All of them kitted out with what looked like adamantine chrome. And though he's not looking at Evangeline directly as he is saying this, like he is watching her aura like a hawk. Any fluctuations in her vibe, any spike of anger or fear or whatever, I'm watching her! I don't say this with any intention of casting aspersions on anybody in this room, of course. But I would appreciate getting the Verintest take on how Richter's muscle ended up acquiring what I understand to be proprietary technology. I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation, of course, but I'm quite curious to hear it.
Guillermo kind of leans back and then he like looks at Evie. He seems to actually take a moment. Adamantine is not the metal itself is not proprietary. It's just a metal.
It is a rare metal with limited manufacture.
Guillermo like kind of leans back. He's like, this is not his field of expertise. That's not his group, and he kind of has to look to Evie. And she kind of like leans over. You say these individuals are using adamantine cyber technology? My family has interests in that trade. But we're not the only manufacturers. There's no reason to believe adamantine originated from us.
Who else on this side of the continent?
There's members up north, and I think a new source was found down south. Not too distant from Atslan.
Nonetheless, I expect that you ought to be more than familiar with the competition in this market. Perhaps in the spirit of getting this solved, you might share any data.
Oh, I mean...
Shipments going left and right.
Listen... I'm not going to give out business secrets in the middle of a mixed company meeting. And please, I assure you they could not have come from us. And even if they did get them from us, none of us here are strangers to business. When you're selling guns, do you hem and haw about where they're going? Or do you take the new yen and move on? Of course. And she looks at Oz. Oz. I can't blame Oliver for mistrusting his cousins. I understand he's never been quite the same since that unfortunate little misunderstanding he had. But I'm sure all the rational people at this table, and she starts looking at everyone else, understand that these facts of business do not reflect on us any more than any overcooked soy burger reflects on the nation of Atslan. Not to mention,
We're calm.
if we are to examine every inconvenient coincidence, one might draw attention to how odd it seems that Oliver should appear now, mere hours before it started. Isn't it interesting how he would disappear on such a bloody night, only to return the very next time the streets run red? It makes you wonder.
What does it make you wonder, Evangeline? What are you implying here, huh?
Nothing, of course. I'm just presenting questions. I wouldn't dream of suggesting you're at fault, Oliver. Not this time. In fact, I'm glad you're back. It's been so long, and you're looking so well. Was it hard, leaving your brother to grieve alone? No, of course not. I forget myself. You are always so good at being strong about these things. I think Alfred would be proud.
Get his name out of your mouth! He's full on, Yeah, no, I don't think there's any other option but to try and, I'm popping off a little bit, Softy!
So you lunge forward like you're gonna jump across this fucking table.
Yeah!
And immediately, there is a marshal under your arms to his chest, and he just starts going. Oz is sat there. And in like Sprethil, calm down. As he drags you out of the room into the lobby, you get dragged out past Cloudy, and he tosses your ass in the office room, slams the door, and leans against it. And in the meeting room, Evie's like hand over her mouth. Guillermo is like hands crossed as he looks on the table. Oz is containing himself, and Claudia, you're watching. Fenrir is like stone-faced right now, and then Evie just leans over the table, like in a weird way towards Oz. Forgive me, Don Falcone, but are you sure he's okay? As a mother myself, I can't help but to worry. Oliver has had a long day. And we're actually going to pause there, as it is about 10:30. And we will return with the rest of the meeting next time we play. Screaming in the distance. So, I thank everyone for coming and watching. I thank everyone for playing. I am sorry, but let's go. So, okay, I'm gonna let that calm down, and we're gonna go in order of least to most likely to scream bloody murder. So, first off, Anxiety, who are you and why do you exist?
Slip, retail.
Thank you. And then, Jason, who are you and why do you exist?
I am a Scavian. I play Jason on Table of Horrors for Shadow Endgame on Mondays. And I play Richard on Table of Horrors on our VTM game on Thursdays. I have friends who have authored books, such as our very own Dave Breakathon, who's written Word Breaker and Wind Swept. Check them out. And I have a friend who's written a book called Obelisk the Long Dream. Check that book out as well.
Next is Cloudburst. Who are you and why do you exist?
Hello, everyone. I am Lord Radon, and I play Cloudburst here on Monday. And I exist to be the calm professional in the face of obscurity and adversity. Oh, but Jesus Christ. I am around the internet just doing things similar to this, just playing games with friendos on the interwebs, sometimes streamed, mostly not. But I have a fun time every time I'm here.
Morning Star, you and why do you exist?
I want the audience to know when I get my hands on Evangeline, and I'll leave it at that. Hey everyone, I'm here on Table of Horrors as Morningstar, but also in other things. Go check out the fucking YouTube if you want to see that stuff. I'm also a part of Lanyap Gaming, where I'm storyteller and player. Go check Lanyap's YouTube if you'd like to see some of the stuff we've done in the past. There's new stuff up and coming, so things to look forward to. I'm also part of Rolling Nomads. Currently airing what I'm in is Old Gods of Appalachia, but there's more stuff on the horizon. So if you're interested in seeing me over there, go check them out. I also do YouTube. Where I do ASMR styled readings for books, usually just a chapter or two, because I want you to go read before they ban all the books. I also do spicy content. If you're into that sort of thing, check out the links to find me places.
And then, as I hold my hands over my ears, Mojave, who are you and why do you exist?
When you get your hands on Evangeline, you are going to hand her over to me. Hi, I'm Daybreakathon. I draw pictures and write stuff and play games sometimes, like this game, and also like the vampire game that happens on Thursdays, where I play a very different kind of character indeed. I drew the character art here for the characters with the face. That was me. I also have written a couple of fantasy novels, Wardbreaker and Windswept, which are both available for sale. If you are interested in checking them out, highly recommend them. I worked very hard, and the third one is on the way. I am slowly but steadily carving my way through the process of making it good. Aside from that, you can find me over on my own channel, Daybreakathon, where I play whatever I want whenever I can. Lately, it has been tormenting my dear friend Softonomicon in Monster Hunter and talking way too much about fantasy, speculative biology, and such. Good stuff. Good times. And my dog, hearing me say all this, if you heard a faint jingle there, that was the sound of him hopping into his chair beside me to tell you all hello.
Hello, puppers.
Oh, puppy. Oh, lordy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord, I feel the eyes of racism. When you gotta play the villain, you gotta deal with the fact that you're playing a skeezy villain. Hi, everybody. I've been your Cosmic GM, Softonomicon. Obviously, I run the Flood here on Table of Horrors. I also do various other things. I created the overlay you're looking at, the intro you saw, the bumper at the beginning. I did all that. If you like that, fuck, DM me on Blue Sky. That's all I got for you right now. One of these days, I will get the prices up on the pinned, but just DM me on there. My stuff's in there. That's all you gotta do. I have my own channel where I'm getting tortured daily, by day. Daily. Perfect.
Hey!
Lordy, I do the video games, and then maybe at some point when Day's not there to torture me, or it's an off day, maybe I'll write something or draw something. I have things I do. I have a Patreon where if you give me $3 a month, you can get my coloring book, The Periodic Table of Monsters. It will be updated the minute I move. I promise. It's just a very busy time of my life right now. Other than that, there were a couple other games I've done here on Table of Horrors that are up on the YouTubes. Go over there, check them out. You can see I was going to say ugly mug, but Rissel beat me if I do that. My beautiful face. Yes. Also, come back on Table of Horrors on the Thursdays, where our wonderful Shiv runs the vampire game. I'm getting a rating channel, which is why my brain no work good.
Yes.
Always. It's always them. It's always that fucking Werewolf the Apocalypse game. Alright, we're gonna go rating on the Rolling Nomads. They're playing Werewolf the Apocalypse. it's the epilogues for their lovely games. I honestly think, I think that Monday's their thing. So we're going to go over there. I'm talking too much, but we can't go until
May I?
Mojave says the line.
Morkansa is not a strong enough word.
Oh dear.